Chapter 2560. Breaking News. The ninth princess and Qin Lan share the same husband. Newcomer King Lin Fei has captured the hearts of the ninth princess and senior Qin Lan. Newcomer King Lin Fei has returned and set off another wave. What made the two goddesses fall for the newcomer King Lin Fei? If you want to hear the inside story, please wait for the next time. Very soon, an earth-shattering piece of news spread throughout the Capital Institute. Newcomer King Lin Fei had captured the hearts of two goddesses. When everyone heard this, their first reaction was to wonder if they had heard wrongly. How could two peerless beauties fall for the newcomer King Lin Fei? This was too illogical. No matter how unwilling they were, the news was very vivid. One by one, busybodies stepped forward and kept thinking about what had happened in the morning. It was impossible not to know about it, and they were all dumbfounded. Since when were commoners so popular? At this time, Lin Fei was also having a headache. With two beauties by his side, who knew how many people were envious of him? More importantly, the two beauties did not have good intentions. In order to compete for Lin Fei, they constantly used their bodies to collide with each other. Separated by the thin palace dress, Lin Fei's heart was in turmoil, and he wanted nothing more than to do them on the spot. Once women get serious, they're really hard to deal with. Lin Fei was not afraid of fighting and killing, but there was no other way to deal with women. There was really no good way. Master, if they are seducing you, then you should go ahead and take advantage of them. If you do that too much, they will definitely be afraid. Because women are all reserved. The little demon kept saying, as if she was a woman with a long tongue. Your idea is really unreliable. Lin Fei was speechless. What kind of good idea was this? Who said it's unreliable? This is the best way. Anyway, since beauties are sent to our doorstep, it would be a waste not to take advantage of them. They won't dare to do anything to you. The little demon disagreed. Master, if you don't use this method, then you will have a headache. Lin Fei used his peripheral vision to look at Qin Lan on his left and Fan Luoyu on his right. The two of them were fighting each other, treating him like a battlefield. He was clearly not letting go until he reached his goal. Both of them knew some of his secret. Even though it was a small secret, it was a big secret in their eyes. One was the saintess candidate of the demon god empire, and the other was the ninth princess of the expeditionary empire. They were both smart people. It seems like he really listens to Little Devil. Lin Fei thought about it and felt that the Little Devil's words made sense. You too, aren't you tired of pulling me like this? Even if you aren't tired, I am. Lin Fei pointed at a restaurant in front of them. Why don't we go to the restaurant and get a private room? We can sit down and have a chat. No. Fan Luoyu and Qin Lan said surprisingly. Lin Fei's face darkened. No, there's no need to discuss anything. Humph. The two of them looked at each other. I'll go then. Both Fan Luoyu and Qin Lan had agreed, but they were still at loggerheads. Both of them stuck close to Lin Fei. I want a private room and a pot of top-grade tea. Lin Fei didn't care about everyone's gazes. He brought Fan Luoyu and Qin Lan upstairs to a private room. Just as they were going up, a person came in through the door and looked around. Then, he turned around and left with a serious expression. This is a big matter. Ninth Princess Fan Luoyu is actually pestering a man. This matter must be reported to His Highness the Fifth Prince. My ninth sister has really fallen for that poor disciple of Lin Fei. Fan Qinglong was in a good mood after negotiating the collaboration. He was arranging things and preparing to go into seclusion. He didn't expect to hear such an interesting matter from his subordinate. Regardless of whether my ninth sister has fallen for that brat Lin Fei, I can make a fuss about this matter. Fan Qinglong was also rather fearful of his ninth sister. She was even more fearful than his elder brother. She was very scary. Fan Qinglong immediately realized that there was something to this matter. He didn't have a good impression of Lin Fei. He was very displeased with him after failing to recruit him several times. If possible, Fan Qinglong didn't mind killing Lin Fei. With the collaboration over there, Lin Fei's importance could be big or small. Fan Qinglong didn't care much about it. I heard that someone has come over there. Go and pass the news over. Remember, do it properly. Don't let them suspect anything. Fan Qinglong smiled sinisterly. Your Highness, someone has indeed come over there. Moreover, the Crown Prince is personally receiving him. I will do it right away. I guarantee that it will be done properly. No one will suspect, Master. I am really looking forward to seeing what Big Brother's expression will look like. I believe it will be very interesting. Fan Qinglong laughed loudly and was extremely sinister. Empire Expedition Palace. When Emperor Yuanzheng was in seclusion, the Crown Prince, Fan Qingyuan, was supervising the country. He held great power and handled all matters, big or small. Ever since he brought back a large batch of resources from the ancient wilderness world, Fan Qingyuan finally did something big. His father was very happy. That was a rare praise from him in recent years. After that, everything progressed in a direction that Fan Qingyuan didn't dare to imagine. The commander of the new army. This position, which he didn't dare to imagine in the past, was now his. The attitudes of those factions that were still wavering changed greatly. Fan Qingyuan enjoyed an unprecedented power and desire. Everyone looked at him with fear in their eyes. The benefits that came from the auction were not limited to this. For example, an ancient family from the ancient wilderness world came to propose marriage. Emperor Yuanzheng did not reject it and directly arranged for his eldest son, Fan Qingyuan, to handle the matter. This also became the most important matter to Crown Prince Fan Qingyuan. An ancient family. How terrifying was their background. The Empire expedition looked down on others outside. However, in the ancient wilderness world, where the descendants of the desolate race were the majority, the Empire expedition's influence was far inferior. If they could join forces, the benefits to the Empire expedition would be unimaginable. Right now, there was nothing more important than anything else. Brother Xiao, you look talented and elegant. I believe that my sister will definitely like you. As her elder brother, I will also be happy for her. Fan Qingyuan was currently receiving an important guest. That couldn't be better. A middle-aged man said with a dignified expression. His body was filled with the aura of a superior. Our Xiao family has taken a fancy to your Fan family's daughter. That is her fortune. Ordinary people really don't have the qualifications to enter our Xiao family. That's right. Fan Qingyuan nodded and said, how about this? In a few days, I will let your sister come over. Everyone can sit down and get to know each other. Then, we can choose a date for the engagement. All right. The two of them talked for a while before Fan Qingyuan took the initiative to leave. Little Ran, you can come out now. With that said, a white-clothed young master walked out. Just like what was said before, he looked elegant and elegant. He gave people a very comfortable feeling and unknowingly made people feel close to him. Chapter 2561. The dignified middle-aged man nodded. That's right. This first prince lacks a trace of domineering aura, not like Emperor Yuanzheng who dominated the world. If it wasn't for his injuries, Emperor Yuanzheng might have been able to break through to the 10th order, instead of having to go into seclusion to recuperate. What a pity! If there were others here, they would be shocked to hear this. This was explosive news, a true secret. Everyone knew of Emperor Yuanzheng's reputation. He was an unparalleled fighter in the 9th transformation profession. To be able to bear the word emperor was the best proof. Such a great emperor actually had the chance to break through to the 10th level. Although it was an accident, it showed that his talent and potential were monstrous, far surpassing everyone else. And such a secret, coming from their mouths, seemed like a normal thing. If this got out, everyone would be dumbfounded. I just didn't expect that one of Emperor Yuanzheng's daughters would have a special body constitution. If not for luck, we might not have met her. The handsome young man smiled and said, This kind of special body constitution is 1 in a million. This Fan Luoyu has this kind of body constitution. Luckily, her body constitution has not been activated yet, or else the loss would be huge. Otherwise, the daughter of a great emperor would not be worthy of our Shao clan coming in advance. Think about our Shao clan status. Even if it's a branch disciple, marrying a princess is already giving us face. Inside story, another inside story. Although the reputation of the great emperor is not as strong as before, there is nothing to be afraid of. However, a tiger will always be a tiger. Even if he is old, he still has the strength to fight. Our Shao family does not have to offend Emperor Yuan Zheng. The middle-aged man said slowly, "These days, you should get in touch with Fan Luoyu and try to win over this 9th princess. This will be of great help to you." In the private room of the restaurant, a pot of tea was filled with the fragrance of tea. In the private room, the atmosphere was not quite right. Fan Luoyu and Qin Lan stood on one side, glaring at each other, neither giving in, as if they were mortal enemies. "Both of you, this tea is not bad. Don't you want to have a cup? Are you tired?" Lin Fei drank his tea by himself, looking relaxed and satisfied. He looked at the two from time to time, feeling that it was a very interesting thing. As soon as he said this, Lin Fei enjoyed the feeling of rolling his eyes. The lethality was not light. "Lin Fei, you can only be my man." Along the way, Fan Luoyu's skin had also become thicker. Even if she did not do anything, she believed that the entire academy would know about it. "No, he's my man." Qin Lan refused to back down. Qin Lan also found some clues from the clues. This Lin Fei must have a high position in the Avengers. If she wanted to take another step forward, it would be crucial if the Avengers could provide her with help. It was impossible for Qin Lan to give in. If he gave in, he would lose. Lin Fei had a headache. "Enough. If you keep messing around, I'll get up and leave immediately." Lin Fei put down his cup heavily. "If you want something, then show us your sincerity. This is much better than staring at us." Fan Luoyu chuckled and said, "You have indeed admitted it." Lin Fei poured himself another cup. "Actually, there's no point in continuing to hide this, especially in front of two great beauties. It would be a sin to reject either one of them." Qin Lan giggled. "Junior Lin Fei, you're really good at hiding things. I'm getting more and more interested in your Avengers." "Senior Qin Lan, your position is actually not low either. You're the saintest candidate of the Demon God Empire. Since everyone has revealed the secret, you don't have to hide it anymore. This way, everyone will be fair," Lin Fei said with a smile, as though he was talking about a trivial matter. Qin Lan was not as angry as expected. She smiled and said, "I'm just a little saintess. My status is incomparable to Junior Lin Fei's." Fan Luoyu suddenly stared at Qin Lan and said, "I was still wondering why your information was so simple. So you're the demoness of the Demon God Empire." Fan Luoyu had investigated Qin Lan's identity. The result was simple. She was a very ordinary young lady from a family. She had been busy with other matters at that time and had not thought about it in detail. Now that she thought about it, Qin Lan's style was completely different from that of a young lady from a small family. "9th Princess, did I surprise you?" Qin Lan admitted openly. "My status as a saintess is far from yours." Fan Luoyu knew about Qin Lan. She had gone from being a saintess candidate at the bottom of the rankings to being one of the top 3 saintess candidates. She had been puzzled before, but now she understood. Perhaps all of this was related to Lin Fei. "You're very good. The Demon God Empire has a very deep plan." Fan Luoyu laughed coldly. She was even more unwilling to let Qin Lan get close to Lin Fei. She resisted instinctively. "However, I'm curious. Can you still stay in the Capital Institute? It's not up to you to decide whether I can stay in the Capital Institute or not." Qin Lan was unmoved. "I think you can't even protect yourself now. You want Junior Lin Fei to be your shield." Your plan is pretty good. Unfortunately, the demon god empire is also very well informed. Fan Luoyu, who had seemed to have the upper hand, suddenly had a change in expression. Although she quickly recovered, Qin Lan had still hit the nail on the head. You're talking nonsense. Demonesses like to make things up. Fan Luoyu glared angrily. Only you know whether it's true or not. Anyway, this isn't a secret. Who knows when the news will spread? Lin Fei felt that what he had said earlier was useless. Fan Luoyu and Qin Lan seemed to have started arguing again. Lin Fei was also having a headache. Capital City, Royal Palace. Ninth Princess has a man? The Capital Institute's newcomer king, Lin Fei? Xiao Ran was dressed in white. He held a slip of paper in his hand. His expression was gloomy and he exuded a cold aura. Xiao Ran might not care about other things, but Fan Luoyu was the person he valued the most. Ever since he had encountered an accident in the ancient wilderness world, he had immediately come to the Empire to propose marriage. He was worried that someone else would beat him to it. Others might not know the use of Fan Luoyu's special body constitution. As an ancient family, the Xiao family had collected a large number of books, and there were records of this aspect. What Xiao Ran could not accept the most was that Fan Luoyu had another man. Interesting, really interesting. Whether it's true or not, since I'm here, Fan Luoyu is mine. Xiao Ran's lips curled into a radiant smile. Even if you're the Capital Institute's newcomer king, it won't do. Here it is. Capital City, in a restaurant. Xiao Ran, dressed in white, arrived at the bottom of the restaurant. His elegant appearance, coupled with that faint smile and noble aura, attracted many gazes from time to time. This aura was too extraordinary. Chapter 2562. In the private room, Fan Luoyu and Qin Lan were still at loggerheads. Lin Fei was having a headache. It was not easy to get along with two women who were too domineering. In the end, he just drank tea by himself and chose to ignore everything else. This made things easier for him. Go on, go on. Lin Fei was happy and relaxed. As time went on, Fan Luoyu and Qin Lan found it boring. Although both of them were domineering, it depended on where they were domineering and who they were in front of. Lin Fei did not belong to that category. With Lin Fei's status, they could not be domineering for the time being. Not going on? Lin Fei laughed. I want to continue watching, to see which one of you is more powerful. Such a scene is something that I will never see again in my life. I might even be able to reminisce when I'm old. Hearing the sarcasm, Fan Luoyu and Qin Lan gritted their teeth in anger. Shameless. Too shameless. Isn't all this for you? Qin Lan rolled her eyes and said coquettishly. In terms of acting, Qin Lan was the best. Fan Luoyu could not do that. Lin Fei picked up the teapot and poured a cup of tea for each of them. Sit down and talk. This person is actually quite easy to get along with. As long as you take out the things I can apply to get them for you. What a great thing. Why do you have to quarrel and make everyone uncomfortable? This time, the two of them did not speak, which was rare. They both realized that if they continued quarreling, there would be no benefit at all. That's more like it. Drink some tea and calm down. Lin Fei secretly heaved a sigh of relief. His method was indeed effective. Things would be much simpler from now on. This is it. Before Fan Luoyu and Qin Lan could pick up their teacups, the closed door was pushed open, followed by a flattering voice. Get out! Fan Luoyu was not in a good mood. Now that someone had barged in, she raised her hand and slapped, not even looking to see who it was. Ninth Princess, it's not a good habit to casually hit people like this. It will damage your reputation as a princess. A light voice came from outside the door. Fan Luoyu's casual palm attack had been blocked by someone, and then a figure appeared at the door. You dare follow this empress? Fan Luoyu instinctively revealed a hint of anger after hearing the voice. She stood up with a crash and spoke with a frosty expression. After Qin Lan saw the person who had come, she revealed a gloating expression. No one knew better than her who this person was. It was the person who had proposed marriage to the royal family. Xiao Ran looked at Fan Luoyu, and a tinge of greed flashed in his eyes before he hid it deep within his eyes. "Ninth Princess, you have misunderstood." Xiao Ran smiled and said, "I just happened to pass by here and heard a familiar voice, so I rashly barged in. Regarding this, I apologize to everyone." "Master, this person is lying," the little devil whispered in his ear. Lin Fei also didn't believe this person's words, but what did this have to do with him? He couldn't wait to leave as soon as possible. This person is quite skilled. He came up with an explanation and an apology. Just the first impression alone is enough to make one feel friendly. It's hard to make one suspect anything. Lin Fei secretly raised his guard. This kind of person was not easy to deal with. He had both internal and external skills, and it was hard to guard against him. Fan Luoyu also began to suspect. After all, the person who had come was a distinguished guest of the royal family. Not to mention herself, even her elder brother, or even her father, would not easily offend him. "These two are your friends, right? Do you mind if I sit down with you?" Xiao Ran turned around and said. After entering, Xiao Ran had figured out everything. This ordinary-looking man should be the newcomer King Lin Fei. Instead, it was the girl beside him who had a different vibe that attracted him a little, but only a little. Lin Fei had no interest in sitting down and chatting with the other party. He didn't even know that he had been tricked. "I'm sorry, I have something to do today. I'll take my leave first." Lin Fei didn't need to give face to others. "Junior Lin Fei, it just so happens that I have something to do too. Let's leave together," Qinlan said as she stood up. "This little vixen." Fan Luoyu scolded Qinlan for being shameless in her heart. It was impossible for her to leave at this moment. Xiao Ran was surprised. The newcomer King Lin Fei was leaving just like that? This was clearly different from what he had imagined. "Weren't you wooing Fan Luoyu? Don't you have the courage to fight with me? What did this look like? That's a pity. It seems like we can only do it next time." Xiao Ran said disappointedly. "Yeah. We can only do it next time," Lin Fei said. He didn't break away from Qinlan's hand and walked out of the door. As he brushed past her, Lin Fei said to Fan Luoyu, "Senior, I didn't expect you to have such a good friend. Congratulations." Fan Luoyu glared at him fiercely. Her sharp gaze seemed to want to pierce through Lin Fei's heart. Xiao Ran smiled. This person was quite tactful. "Junior Lin Fei, I didn't expect you to learn how to trick people. The ninth princess will probably hate you to death." After exiting the restaurant, Qinlan couldn't help but laugh. It was rare for her to let out a sigh of relief. "Did I? I don't think so." Lin Fei retracted his hand without leaving a trace. Look, the ninth princess and that man are coming down." Lin Fei looked back in shock. Qinlan looked over instinctively and saw that the door was empty. She immediately realized that she had been tricked. When she turned back, Lin Fei's figure was still there. He had disappeared without a trace. That B** starred. Qinlan knew that she had worked for nothing today. She didn't expect Lin Fei to shamelessly slip away and leave her alone. "It's all Fan Luoyu's fault." Qinlan secretly stomped her feet. "Now that my identity has been exposed, Fan Luoyu will definitely come for revenge. I have to get ready first." What? They didn't fight. The fifth prince, Fan Qinglong, had arranged for spies to keep an eye on them, but they were disappointed. The newcomer king, Lin Fei, and Xiao Ran, who came from an ancient family, did not fight. This was a little unexpected. They didn't fight. It seems that Lin Fei left on his own accord. Hearing the explanation, Fan Qinglong couldn't help but curse. That lad is really cunning. Could it be that he sensed something, or that he got wind of it beforehand? That doesn't seem very possible. Almost no one knew that Xiao Ran from the Xiao family had come to the empire on an expedition. Only a few people within the royal family knew. It was a completely confidential matter. Fan Qinglong couldn't figure it out. In the end, he could only think that Lin Fei was lucky. He had originally planned to sit back and watch the fight. He would be happy if either side was injured. He might be able to escape once, but he might not be able to escape again. Chapter 2563. Because of Fan Luoyu and Qin Lan's entanglement, Lin Fei lost interest in going out and returned to the Capital Institute. Once again, Lin Fei returned to the Capital Institute. The entire institute was about him, and all kinds of rumors about the two women fighting over a husband. On the short road, he lost count of how many times he had been surrounded, but he just couldn't make a move. This made him very speechless. In the next few days, the discussion about Lin Fei did not stop. Lin Fei did not go out. On a dark and windy night, Lin Fei left Emperor Peak using the teleportation formation and came to the Wushuang starfield. Lin Fei was really annoyed. Who knew if Fan Luoyu and Qin Lan would come looking for him? If they did, it would be another problem. Especially the man beside Fan Luoyu. He was also a big problem. Lin Fei did not think he was wrong about this. That man had a lot of background. Xiao Yao Palace. Lin Fei came out of the teleportation formation. Although there was no Lin Fei to manage Xiao Yao Palace, the people he arranged were properly arranged and left for a period of time. Everything in Xiao Yao Palace was developing in an orderly manner. Master, everything is fine. It's just that Mu Haoqiang, the lord of Wushuang City, seems to be up to no good recently. He seems to be connecting something. We haven't found out the details yet. Bai Ziqing, the housekeeper, stood in front of Lin Fei and reported the situation. That Mu Haoqiang seems to have forgotten his pain again. Lin Fei's eyes flashed coldly. Just arrange for people to keep an eye on him. Kill anyone who intrudes into the territory. Later, I will provide you with a new batch of equipment. The territory of the Wushuang starfield was only a place that Lin Fei could spread out. Now, Lin Fei had something important to do. After understanding the situation of the territory, Lin Fei left behind a batch of treasures and resources. Even if Mu Haoqiang really had any ideas, it would depend on whether they had the ability to do so. Lin Fei prepared a big gift for Mu Haoqiang. With the great harvest from the ancient desolation great world, Lin Fei was now filled with confidence. If there was anything to worry about in the territory before, then there was nothing to worry about now. Just the power of a few dozen cannons could easily blast open the gates of Peerless City. For this reason, Lin Fei left behind a few million black crystal cards, enough to ensure that there would be no problems in the short term. The fief belonged to Lin Fei. Even if Mu Haoqiang was 100 times more courageous, he would not dare to attack openly. Sneaky actions would not amount to anything. Lin Fei was even more at ease. He was not in the mood to care about Mu Haoqiang's little trick. After leaving the Wushuang starfield, Lin Fei headed straight for the most influential rock flame starfield. This starfield was the one that Tianji Hall had the greatest influence in the empire. At the same time, it was also the place where Tianji Hall had first set up a chamber of commerce. It could be said to be another base camp. Lin Fei wanted to deal with the rock flame starfield's Tianji Hall. They had dared to ambush him. Lin Fei wanted them to pay the price. There was probably nothing more satisfying than getting rid of Tianji Hall's headquarters. Lin Fei also believed that this headquarters would be able to contribute many good things to him. The Rock Flame Starfield was one of the larger of the 36 Starfield. If they were to rank it according to size, it would be around the top 5. At the same time, the Rock Flame Starfield was rich in energy wall stones. For Tianji Hall to be able to set up a second headquarters there, it was evident how influential it was. As soon as Lin Fei entered the Rock Flame Starfield, he could feel that the heaven and earth energy there surpassed the other starfield. Although it could not be compared to the Emperor Peak, it was still pretty good. When he was at the Emperor Peak, Lin Fei had collected all kinds of information about the rock flame starfield. This was a very powerful starfield. The domain master was a trusted aide of the great Emperor Yuan Jing. He was a capable general who had been guarding the rock flame starfield. This domain master was very powerful. He was a ninth-job professional expert who seemed to have reached the late stage or even the peak stage. At the same time, he also had treasures bestowed by the royal family. He was exceptionally powerful. Moreover, he was decisive in killing, which earned him the fierce name of King Yama. The headquarters of Tianji Hall in the rock flame starfield seems to be in the southeast, near a heavenly secrets mountain. Lin Fei opened the system, searched for the location, and flew over. Not long after he flew out, a tyrannical force swept over from afar. Lin Fei immediately activated the shielding function, and the force swept over him. It swept over in a grandiose manner. Is this the omnidirectional surveillance equipment that Tianji Hall tailor-made for the rock flame starfield? Lin Fei had read the information and had a little understanding of the rock flame starfield. This starfield was different from other starfields, especially after it became an important source of energy wall stones. The royal family had very strict management of the rock flame starfield. This was also why the great emperor's trusted aide was stationed here. That should be a detection device. It makes it impossible to hide. Master, be careful, Little Fiend said. Usually, this kind of device won't be able to detect Master's whereabouts. Lin Fei was a lot more careful. Along the way, this force swept over him from time to time, and the interval between each sweep was not long. Under such circumstances, Lin Fei finally arrived in front of a mountain range. The interior of the mountain range was brightly lit, and a huge city stood impressively. That huge city should be one of Tianji Hall's external headquarters. The mountain range outside should be the Tianji Mountain Range. Rumor has it that the royal family bestowed this mountain range to Tianji Hall. At the same time, it also came with more than a dozen energy wall stone mines. Lin Fei stood on a towering tree, looking at the city in the distance, and information flashed through his mind. Little Fiend, give me an omnidirectional scan. This kind of large-scale scan consumed a lot of energy units. If it was in the past, Lin Fei would be reluctant to do so. Now that he was rich and powerful, he really didn't care about such a little bit of energy consumption. Yes, just a little bit. Although Lin Fei wasn't afraid of Tianji Hall, even if this was a headquarters outside, there was nothing wrong with being cautious. Got it. With a kind of energy invisible to the naked eye, it quickly covered the entire Tianji mountain range, scanning every inch of it. This is all money. Lin Fei rarely used this kind of large-scale scan. Looking at the constantly consuming energy units, if he didn't have a certain level of confidence, he probably wouldn't be able to stand still. A 3D image popped up, and every scene was recorded down. What a heavenly secrets hall! Just the heavenly secrets mountain range alone, and they have already set up so many traps. Even if a 9th transition professional came in, he would probably lose a layer of skin, and that would be if he was lucky. If he was unlucky, he might even die in this mountain range. After the scan, all the traps in the Tianji mountain range were scanned out. The traps in the eyes of outsiders had nowhere to hide at this moment. Lin Fei couldn't help but admit that Tianji Hall was very impressive in this aspect. From the Tianji mountain range to the Tianji Hall headquarters in the middle of the mountain range, they had set up a total of 20 to 30 traps. Chapter 2564. The scan continued. Tianji Mountain Range, Tianji Hall headquarters. In a secret room at the bottom of the mountain, as the invisible energy swept past, one of the 3 ancient round tables in the huge secret room slowly opened his eyes, revealing a trace of doubt. Why do I feel uneasy, as if I'm being spied on? Whoosh! The middle-aged man squinted his eyes, and a thick divine sense surged out, covering the entire Tianji Hall headquarters, followed by Tianji Mountain Range. The entire process did not last long. There's actually nothing. A trace of doubt flashed in the middle-aged man's eyes again. At this realm, the middle-aged man was very sensitive to qi, and even the slightest movement would be detected. But this time, under the search of his divine sense, he actually did not discover anything. Elder Yong, you're being paranoid again. A bearded old man on the round table on the left opened his eyes and joked. This is Tianji Hall's external headquarters, and there are a large number of mechanisms and traps. With the three of us here, even if the Avengers had 100 guts, they would not dare to behave atrociously here. The last old man also opened his eyes and said disapprovingly. These three were all consecrated by the ancient wilderness world, and each of them was at the 9th transformation professional realm. With the three of them working together, they could deal with any expert. This time, they were here to prevent the revenge of the Avengers. Tianji Hall had arranged for the 5 Elements special envoys to ambush Mu Yen of the Avengers, but they did not succeed. After a discussion with the higher-ups of Tianji Hall, they decided to send experts to guard the Tianji Hall branch, in case the Avengers came to take revenge. Just now, I really felt something, but it was a fleeting feeling, as if someone was spying on our every move. Zhang Yong said with a trace of seriousness. Impossible! No matter what kind of divine sense there is nowhere to hide. Don't forget, we are Tianji Hall. The two consecrated did not really believe it. Whether it was in terms of seniority, they were all very old, and their strength was a level higher than Zhang Yong's. They hadn't sensed it, but Zhang Yong had. No matter what, it seemed like he was questioning their abilities. This naturally made them a little uncomfortable. Zhang Yong heard their words and knew that they might not believe him. In fact, he even had some doubts in his heart. Furthermore, the consecrated were stronger than him, but he did not sense it. Maybe he had sensed wrongly. Zhang Yong said with a hint of self-mockery, Perhaps I've made a mistake, and my worries are groundless. This is really a tiger's den. After the scan, Lin Fei realized how terrifying Tianji of Tianji Hall was. It's a dragon's pool and a tiger's den. Others might not be able to, but unfortunately, I really don't care. After a thorough scan, all the secrets of the Heavenly Mystery Mountain Range were revealed to Lin Fei. For example, the 3 9th job transition experts underground had nowhere to hide. Master, do you plan to single-handedly? Little Devil asked curiously. Lin Fei shook his head. No. It's boring to charge alone. Besides, they don't want to see the strength of the Avengers. Your master might not have many things, but he has a puppet army. It's just right. I can deal with the headquarters of Tianji Hall once and for all. At the beginning, Lin Fei did want to charge in alone. Later on, he thought that it was not right. It was a deterrent, but it seemed a little lacking. He might as well do it big. Master, this is a fierce move. All along, the Avengers had always given people a very mysterious feeling, and there were very few people who represented them. If he could use this opportunity to establish his power, he believed that no one would have any doubt. Before that, I have to first set up a large array to prevent them from escaping. I want to catch them all in one go. Lin Fei did not intend to let Tianji Hall go so easily. Although this time, the headquarters of Tianji Hall in the Empire was very strict, and all kinds of traps were activated. In addition, there were many hidden arrays, making this place impregnable. But this time, in Lin Fei's eyes, it was really not enough. Lin Fei began to set up the array. An hour later, Tianji Mountain was covered by a large array. As long as there was a need, Lin Fei could activate the array at any time to cover Tianji Mountain. The array is ready, but it's not enough. Lin Fei sneered and began to move again, looking for the highest peak in Tianji Mountain. Each peak was equipped with heavy cannons. This time, Lin Fei decided to go all out. Heavy cannons were necessary. This was used to destroy the external forces of Tianji Hall. With heavy cannons, then someone would be needed to guard it. Lin Fei did not hesitate to summon the army. Every one of them was holding the number 1 charge. Together with the array scrolls, they would definitely be able to protect them from being breached. 300 heavy cannons, I'm going all out. This was Lin Fei's limit. Even if it was just a round of attacks, it would be enough to make Lin Fei bleed. The brightly lit Tianji city did not know that a terrifying destruction was about to strike. On the city gate, a group of patrolmen was patrolling on the city wall. I don't know what the higher-ups are doing, patrolling in the middle of the night. Could it be that someone dares to attack our Tianji Hall? A patrolman said unhappily. Since the higher-ups passed down the order, these leisurely patrolmen had a hard time. Their days were not easy, and they had to take turns to patrol. Sigh, the higher-ups said that we are tired as dogs. Our Tianji Hall is in the Rock Flame Star sector. We are a local tiger. Even the King of Hell has to give us face. Who dares to cause trouble here? Don't say any more. Bear with it and it will be over soon. If the team leader hears you, you will be finished. It won't be easy for you to get such an easy job again. Everyone looked left and right subconsciously and shut their mouth. To be able to work in Tianji City, even the job of patrolling would be snatched up by others. They were really worried that someone would hear them. Listen, there seems to be a sound coming towards us. The patrolman who spoke first raised his head and looked in a direction. A destructive light appeared in their eyes. Rumble! With a loud sound, this team of patrolmen was drowned. The sturdy city wall collapsed piece by piece. The loud sound was especially ear-piercing. In the silent mountain range, it was especially ear-piercing. What happened? What happened? One by one, they came out of their rooms. Some even rushed into the sky and saw a terrifying scene. With Tianji City as the center and the surrounding mountains, beams of light shot over from afar. They landed heavily on the top of Tianji City, causing loud rumbling sounds. Some experts who had just gone up were directly torn into pieces by the shockwaves from the explosions. Oh no, enemy attack! Chapter 2565. The commotion in the Tianji Mountains was too huge. The terrifying aura descended from the sky, and the deafening rumbles continued. Before the crowd could even react, they were either drowned or torn to pieces by the terrifying air wave. Figures broke through the air, and were quickly engulfed by the terrifying air wave. Tianji City, which was originally night like water, had turned into day under this crazy attack. Everywhere was in a mess, and wails could be heard everywhere. Who would have thought that someone would attack Tianji City from afar? Especially in a place like the Rock Flame Star Domain, which was the most influential. Activate the defensive array formation immediately. The three high priests in charge of the underground secret chamber immediately took over everything at the scene. The terrifying auras caused them to turn pale. Even though they had mentally prepared themselves, they were still greatly shocked. It must be the Avengers. Apart from them, no one else has the ability to do this. Zhang Yong immediately realized that his intuition was right. The Avengers. After a short moment of shock, the other two consecrators immediately took command. Oh no, the core of our array formation has been destroyed by them. The defensive array formation can't be activated. Bad news came one after another. The defensive array formation that they were so proud of had failed. The first wave of attacks had destroyed the defensive array formation of Tianji City, causing the rest to be unable to be activated. Immediately organize the Tianji guards and head to those mountains to destroy the heavy cannons of the Avengers. Since the array formation couldn't be activated, they reacted quickly and organized a counterattack. Boom, boom, boom. Before the three consecrators could leave, they were locked on by the terrifying aura. Following that, loud rumbles could be heard, and they were sent flying by the terrifying air waves. This was just the beginning. Trying to stop the counterattack? Easy. Lin Fei stood on the mountain peak and sneered. Under the supervision of Little Devil, the heavy cannons covered the area with attacks, especially on the three consecrators. A total of 50 heavy cannons were mobilized to deal with them. No matter where they escaped to, the heavy cannons would not stop attacking. Crazy, crazy! There are at least 20 to 30 heavy cannons attacking. This is too terrifying. It wasn't like they had never seen heavy cannons before. This was the first time that the three consecrated experts had experienced such a concentrated heavy artillery attack. The entire Tianji city was under bombardment. Without the effective activation of the defensive array, more than half of Tianji city had already become a wasteland. The various treasures in the eyes of outsiders were completely useless under the bombardment of the heavy cannons. The three consecrators became battered and exhausted. Anyone who was targeted by the heavy cannons and could accurately lock onto them was a nightmare for any powerhouse. Hurry up and inform Hades to send reinforcements. One of the consecrated experts was covered in wounds. Under such a ferocious attack, they were unable to split themselves and could only watch as the elites of Tianji Hall were torn to pieces. Now, they could only count on Region Master Stonefire to help. The commotion in the Tianji mountain range was too big. That destructive and terrifying aura soared into the sky. It was hard for people not to notice it. In the first instant, a powerhouse appeared in the darkness. His deep eyes were almost as bright as day, and he could see everything clearly. In the whole world, apart from Tianji Hall, they are the only ones worthy of such a concentrated bombardment. This middle-aged man was full of murderous aura, and he subconsciously revealed a trace of solemnity. It is rumored that the Avengers are a mysterious force. I didn't expect them to attack so quickly. Even the three consecrated experts couldn't withstand such an attack. It's really terrifying. This person was naturally Region Master Stonefire. With such a huge commotion, it was hard not to imagine that they would be crushed the moment they arrived. The dignified headquarters of Tianji Hall had suffered a devastating blow. The bombardment from all directions had firmly suppressed the strength of Tianji Hall. They really sent out a distress signal. Region Master Stonefire sighed for the first time. This time, you guys really kicked an iron plate. As a Region Master Stonefire couldn't just sit back and watch. Master, someone is coming towards you. It should be that Region Master Stonefire. Lin Fei had asked Little Devil to keep an eye on the surroundings. Whoever comes, stop or I will attack. Lin Fei shouted. I don't care who you are. I will kill you without mercy. That person didn't stop. Lock on to him and attack. Lin Fei didn't think of using a sentence to suppress the other party, especially when the other party was a decisive person. A mere threat was really useless. They could talk after a fight. 50 heavy cannons, which were originally attacking, were drawn out and fired wildly. His reaction is so fast. Region Master Stonefire immediately felt that he was locked on by countless murderous intents. This kind of locking was the kind that could not be avoided at all. This is a little interesting. Region Master Stonefire understood why those consecrated experts couldn't avoid it. Anyone who was targeted by this kind of aura would only end up dead. Since you dare to be so presumptuous in the Stonefire star field, I want to see if the Avengers only rely on this kind of heavy cannon to show off. It was strong to others, but it was still manageable to Region Master Stonefire. Transform. Region Master Stonefire's whole body instantly turned into a huge black hole. As soon as this black hole appeared, all the attacks fell into it. When it came out again, it was in the sky above a mountain range in the distance. Loud rumbling sounds continued, the earth shook and rocks flew everywhere. On the ruins of the almost completely destroyed Tianji city, the pressure on the three consecrated experts lessened a lot. They noticed the situation in the sky. It's Yama, Region Master Stonefire is here. Zhang Yong's embarrassed face finally showed a trace of joy. This is Yama's infinite black hole. Yama's famous work. No one can break it until now. They looked at the black hole in the sky. Deep in their eyes there was deep fear. It was said that Yama, the Region Master Stonefire, had terrifying strength. It was said that there was a move that no one could break until now, and it was this move in the night sky. Attack transfer? Lin Fei's pupils shrank slightly. What kind of profession is this? With this move, there is no doubt that he will become the region master of the Stonefire Star Field. Who dares to oppose him? This did not mean that Lin Fei was afraid. Analyze the opponent's move immediately. Lin Fei had seen too many experts, but few of them could make people's eyes light up. This Region Master Stonefire was one of them. Region Master Stonefire, the Avengers have invaded. Please suppress them. Tianji Hall will be very grateful. Zhang Yong pleaded. Tianji Hall will definitely reward you handsomely. Chapter 2566. Territorial Lord Stonian's move was really powerful. Infinite Black Hole. The destructive attack of the heavy artillery could not threaten the infinite black hole at all. It was easily diverted away. It could be said that with this move, he was already in an invincible position. The experts from the big families who came from afar saw the fight. They were not surprised by Territorial Lord Stonian's strength. There was no doubt about the strength of the strongest person. Those look like heavy artillery. There are too many of them. They must be from the Avengers. Extravagant, truly extravagant. Or when those experts saw this, they secretly sucked in a breath of cold air. All this time, all along, the news about the Avengers had been scattered. This time, it was undoubtedly the first time that they mobilized hundreds of heavy artillery to carry out a carpet attack. Looking at the ruins of Tianji City, everyone realized how scary the Avengers alliance was. Everyone knew how scary this place was. It was like a dragon's lair and tiger's den. Even they had to be careful. Yet, the Avengers alliance easily destroyed everything in Tianji City. Now they even forced Territorial Lord Stonian, the King of Hell, to take action. Your Excellency, surrender! Territorial Lord Stonian's voice came from the black hole. Seeing that you are from the Avengers, I can spare your life. Territorial Lord Stonian gave face to the mysterious Avengers. If it was any other time, he would have killed him without saying a word. An Avengers that could mobilize hundreds of heavy artillery was a threat to any force. Territorial Lord Stonian was also worried about the Avengers' large-scale revenge. Not killing him was already showing mercy. Ordinary people really did not have this kind of treatment. Ha 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 ha, Territorial Lord Stonian really knows how to talk. Tianji Hall ambushed Lord Muyen, the person in charge of the Avengers. So what if we come for revenge? It's impossible for us to surrender. Tonight, Tianji City must be destroyed. I also advise Territorial Lord Stonian, you'd better not interfere in this mess, lest you find trouble for yourself. Lin Fei's loud voice spread out all at once. This was considered a self-introduction. So it's revenge. Region Lord Shuryen had more or less heard some rumors, and suddenly felt a little embarrassed. If it was possible, he really did not need to go against the Avengers. Just look at the situation of Tianji City, it was almost completely destroyed. Countless disciples of Tianji City had died, and it was a mess. The three experts of the consecrated realm were beaten to the point where they could not fight back. This is His Majesty's empire, and it is also under my jurisdiction. I will give you one more chance. Stop your attacks and I will let you go. Region Lord Stoneblaze changed his words. He had learned his lesson. Tianji Hall could not be offended. The Avengers could not be offended either. This was the consensus of the Empire. It wasn't worth it to offend anyone. The three consecrated experts who were hiding from the attacks of the heavy cannons were happy at first. Region Master Rock Yen was famous for his decisiveness in killing anyone who came to cause trouble. As long as the Region Master took action, would definitely die. They were still very happy. King of Hell was a stinky rock, but at the critical moment, he was still reliable. As long as they killed the people of the Avengers, even if they lost half of the 500 heavy cannons, they would still have made a great contribution. Moreover, in the future, if the Avengers came again, Region Lord Shuryen would be at the forefront, blocking in front of them. It would be an additional layer of protection. Region Master, this won't do. We can't let them go. How many disciples of our Tianji city have died because of them? Zhang Yong's expression changed, and he immediately shouted. The Avengers broke into the field of rock Yen Star. They are looking down on you, Region Master, and they have offended the great empire. People like them must be killed without mercy. None of them can be spared. They could not sit back and watch the people of the Avengers leave. Region Lord Shi Yen was strong, and the 3 experts of the consecrated realm could only talk. They really did not dare to use Tianji Hall to pressure him. They were not that stupid. Humph, it is not your turn to decide how to deal with them. If it were not for you, they would not have come to the field of rock Yen to make trouble. Region Lord Shi Yen snorted coldly, and a cold light burst out and the void exploded. The 3 experts of the consecrated realm felt a chill in their hearts, and a trace of fear flashed in their eyes. They no longer dared to look at Region Lord Shi Yen. When King of Hell was angry, that was the most terrifying thing. Lin Fei would not accept the kindness of the other party. Have you analyzed it? I don't believe that his infinite black hole can withstand a large number of attacks and transfer them. Since he was here, Lin Fei really wanted to make a name for himself. If they were scared off by Region Lord Shi Yan's words, who would care about the Avengers? Maybe a large group of tigers and wolves would pounce on them and swallow them whole. Soon, Master, continue to attack, and I will be able to measure the specific data. After Region Lord Shi Yen displayed this move, Lin Fei let the little devil analyze the limits of the infinite black hole. This kind of move must have a tolerance range. On this point, Lin Fei was very confident. Leave? That's impossible. Unless Region Lord personally defeats me, they will die today. Lin Fei's attitude was very unyielding. All 500 heavy cannons were taken back. If he did not crack the infinite black hole move, Lin Fei would really have some pressure if he wanted to destroy Tianji City. The 500 heavy cannons changed direction without any hesitation, and all locked on to Region Lord Shi Yen. The sky was full of destructive light beams, and the whole night turned into day. This was a big movement. Who had seen 500 heavy cannons firing at the same time? That was a spectacular scene. This also caused the surrounding experts to pull back one by one. They all had different expressions. At least they had seen the horror of the Avengers. This kind of method to deal with people and families was completely one-sided. Let's go and kill that guy. The pressure on Zhang Yong and the others was relieved, and they realized that their opportunity had come. They were in a sorry state and looked terrible. They were no longer as calm and composed as before. They looked like stray dogs. If it weren't for the arrival of Region Master Shi Yen, they would have been buried in the ruins tonight. Yes, now is the time to kill that guy. Without that guy to control these heavy cannons, he is nothing. The 3 of them were very experienced. How could they swallow such a big grievance? The 3 of them each took out a part of a large volume and quickly assembled it into a piece. It was not much different from the heavy cannons. It seemed to be a cannon, but a special energy card was installed on it. Vacuum Million Flames Cannon, kill. A red light beam shot out from the cannon and landed heavily in the area where Lin Fei was. With a crash, everyone seemed to hear the sound of breathing, and the area was instantly turned into a sea of fire. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Large tracts of the void were burned. Chapter 2567. Vacuum 10,000 Flames Cannon. The expressions of the bigwigs in the distance turned solemn, revealing a deep sense of dread. It's rumored that this is one of the 10 greatest treasures of Tianji Hall. It can instantly produce a terrifyingly high temperature that can burn anything into nothingness. Even a 9th transition professional expert wouldn't be able to withstand it for long. One of the big shots said with lingering fear. The scene was filled with the sound of people drawing in cold breath. The big shots had different thoughts. Of the 10 great treasures of the Heavenly Secrets Hall, most of the people present had only seen a few of them. Those who had actually seen them were mostly non-existent. This treasure made them extremely fearful. How could it be possible to research such a destructive attack? If it was used against an entire clan, wouldn't that clan's name be erased? Ha ha ha, the Avengers Alliance is nothing. This time, you must die. Zhang Yong shouted excitedly. No one has ever survived the vacuum 10,000 flames cannon. This is what happens to those who offend our Tianji Hall. The three consecrated experts were very agitated. Although they had wasted a precious special energy card, it was still a great achievement to be able to eliminate a leader of the Avengers Alliance. After all, there were still 500 heavy cannons waiting for them. They were really looking forward to the other party dying in their hands. They were very confident in the power of the 10 greatest treasures. They were famous. If the other party hadn't gained the upper hand right from the start, they wouldn't have used this treasure. Swoosh, 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 before they could get over their joy, the 500 heavy cannons suddenly changed directions and instantly fired. 500 beams of light rained down, completely drowning them in it. Loud booms rang out incessantly. The scene turned into a huge crater. This was only the first wave. The second wave of attacks came. Before the attacks stopped, the third wave came. It was a truly destructive attack. This made those people's scalps go numb. Under such an attack, no treasure could defend against it. The big shots felt a tinge of fear. They decided to instruct their clansmen not to offend the Avengers Alliance, let alone intervene in the battle between the two. No matter if it was Tianji Hall or the Avengers, they were both special forces. The entire Tianji city was almost in ruins, and this was the best proof. After 3 consecutive waves of attacks, that area was too horrible to look at. The third expert sent by Tianji Hall had disappeared without a trace. There was no doubt that he had been turned into ashes. Such a way of dying was absolutely terrifying. There was nothing more terrifying than this. They had died without being able to retaliate. Those were 3 consecrated experts, 9th job professionals. Who would have thought that a 9th stage professional expert would be reduced to ashes in just 3 waves of heavy artillery attacks? There's no way to compare. Even if it's us, it's the same. Fortunately, we didn't go up to help Tianji Hall. Who could withstand a heavy artillery attack? Right now, everyone was paying attention to that area. Was the leader of the Avengers dead? He had just been attacked by one of the 10 great treasures, and very few people could withstand it. The power that exploded out in that instant was enough to destroy an entire city. Tianji Hall was guarded by powerful forces, and these treasures were the key to establishing its reputation. The vacuum cannon of 10,000 flames was one of the treasures with a fearsome reputation. Basically, people or forces that had been attacked by this treasure had all ceased to exist. Therefore, it had left behind a terrifying reputation. Upon hearing about this treasure, everyone's first impression was that it was terrifying. Yes, it was terrifying. It was a truly terrifying treasure. They did not think that the other party would survive. Domain Lord Stoneblaze had returned to his true form. He did not care about the death of the 3 consecrated experts from Tianji Hall at all. When they were attacked by the second wave of heavy artillery attacks, the 3 consecrated experts had been reduced to ashes. Under such a lock-on attack, it was impossible for them to escape. Domain Lord Stoneblaze only cared about whether the leader of the Avengers was all right or not. In fact, even he did not expect this. He did not expect that the 3 consecrated experts would bring out such a treasure. The surrounding 500 heavy artillery attacks were still very tempting to Domain Lord Stoneblaze. The 10 great treasures of Tianji Hall are indeed powerful, but it's a pity that they are still a little lacking. Under everyone's attention, a young man walked out from the ball of fire. There was not a trace of him on his body. The flames that could burn people into nothingness were automatically isolated from the young man. I'm really sorry. They are dead, but I am alive. Lin Fei walked out calmly and said to Domain Lord Stoneblaze, I don't know if Domain Lord Stoneblaze still intends to obstruct me. After all, they are all dead. There seems to be no reason to intervene. In fact, Lin Fei wanted to curse. He had almost been tricked. This treasure of his opponent's was so lethal that it had almost cost him his life. In this wave of consumption, Lin Fei's energy consumption had reached a terrifying figure. Anyone who saw this would feel heartache. In this short period of time, he had consumed more than 100,000 black crystal cards. At this time, Lin Fei was in a very bad mood. If not for the recent increase in his wealth, Lin Fei would have been killed on the spot just for this treasure. In fact, even he did not expect that the destructive power of this treasure would be so great. It had forcefully consumed more than 100,000 black crystal cards. What kind of concept was that? Domain Lord Stoneblaze looked calm on the surface, but his heart was not. Others might not know the power of this treasure, but he knew it clearly. He knew its power better than anyone else. What treasure did he use to block the power of the vacuum 10,000 flames cannon? Could it be that the Avengers are so strong? This was something that Domain Lord Stoneblaze could not figure out. Because the lethality of this treasure was so overbearing, even he could not use his divine sense to check it out. This is the star area under the jurisdiction of the Expeditionary Empire. Your Excellency has started a massacre here. If I do not give an explanation, I will not be able to explain it to everyone. As long as you come with me, I promise that nothing will happen to you. This was, in fact, a compromise in disguise. Since the vacuum 10,000 flames cannon had been blocked, Domain Lord Stoneblaze naturally did not dare to take it lightly. If he really killed the other party, there would be more trouble. He might as well ask him to go back. Please go back. Domain Lord, show me your true strength. Domain Lord Stoneblaze said. Then I am coming. Although he had only fought with Domain Lord Stoneblaze once, Lin Fei did not dare to let his guard down. Heavy artillery, attack! 500 light beams bombarded Domain Lord Stoneblaze. Infinite black hole. Just like last time, the black hole appeared and diverted all the attack. You are going to lose. An indifferent voice. It came from behind Lin Fei. Domain Lord Stoneblaze walked out. God's Seal. Chapter 2568. T. K. V. S. I. R. 4. 2. I. R. 6. U. S. GXING-R Region Lord Stoneblaze, your doppelganger is not bad. R. Facing the sudden attack of Region Lord Stoneblaze, Lin Fei's expression did not change much. Now I'll show you the formation scrolls of our Avengers. R. Activate. RA formation scroll was torn apart by Lin Fei. R. Whoosh. A huge shield appeared in front of Lin Fei, protecting him tightly. R. The God's Seal fell on the shield and released a terrifying power. The entire shield exploded into pieces in an instant. It was so powerful that it was a complete mess. R. Crash. Ras. Soon as the formation exploded, another shield appeared. There was almost no time to stop, and it was perfectly connected. R. The power of the God's Seal was too great. It was like a king who ruled over the world, constantly smashing the shields formed by the formation scrolls. One shield after another was torn apart, and then another was formed. Our Region Lord Stoneblaze was a little surprised. The God's Seal was something he had researched for thousands of years. It could seal any master, but he did not expect it to be so easily blocked by his opponent. Our Heavy Mountain Seal. Our Region Lord Stoneblaze put his hands together and formed another seal, pressing towards Lin Fei. Ras. Soon as this handprint appeared, it was as heavy as 1,000 caddies. Even the onlookers who were not facing it could feel the weight of a mountain, as if they were facing a chain of mountains. Unhurriedly, Lin Fei took out a dozen or so formation scrolls. Have a taste of the power of my formation scrolls. /R. More than 10 formation scrolls were all opened, releasing a terrifying power in front of Region Lord Stoneblaze. When one of the array scrolls was opened, Domain Master Stoneflame sensed that his hand seals had become slower, as if his speed was being restricted. This was just the beginning. Another formation scroll turned into a gravitational force that pressed down from the sky. Another formation scroll was opened, and a blazing high temperature formed in the surroundings. The entire space was burning with crackling sounds, and the temperature was unbearable. Increase your power to the limit and destroy this doppelganger in one go. Lin Fei threw out another handful of array scrolls. There were about 30 to 40 of them, and they formed a dazzling attack that dazzled the eyes of the crowd. Is that a weakening formation scroll? Also, that's clearly a highly toxic effect. There seems to be a gravity scroll. This is too complete. Seeing the large number of array formation scrolls attacking with different effects, the powerhouses watching outside frowned. Not easy to deal with. They really could not think of a solution. There's me inside and you inside. It's extremely dangerous, and you might fall into a trap if you're not careful. Many people had heard of array formation scrolls, but not many had actually seen them. Our Region Lord Stoneblaze was not able to dodge the attack of the array formation scrolls. He was still hit by many of the scrolls' effects, which affected his speed. Boom! At this moment, the 500 heavy cannons changed directions and attacked. The change was too fast. Our Region Lord Stoneblaze knew that things were not going well. He was locked on by 500 chi movements and was drowned in them. After 3 consecutive waves of attacks, he finally killed this doppelganger. Our Region Lord Stoneblaze, thank you for letting me win. Lin Fei continued to stand inside the shield. He cupped his hands and said to Region Lord Stoneblaze, who had recovered his figure in the distance. After losing a doppelganger, Region Lord Stoneblaze's face turned a little pale. Ri's invincible attack had been defeated for the first time, and he lost a doppelganger. He could not believe it was real. Your moves are indeed brilliant. You controlled 500 heavy cannons by yourself, and you did it so smoothly. This is an eye-opener for me. Region Lord Stoneblaze said calmly, however, I'm afraid you can't leave the Stoneblaze Star Zone. Our people had always said that the Avengers were very mysterious. Our Region Lord Stoneblaze had never believed it. Tonight, he finally believed it. The Avengers were indeed very capable. It was not easy for them to control 500 heavy cannons so smoothly. It was even more commendable that they could hit accurately in an instant. Our Region Lord Stoneblaze could not help but worry about Tianji Hall. Was it worth it to offend such a powerful and mysterious force? The answer did not seem to be very good. However, Region Lord Stoneblaze was a little unwilling to let the other party leave just like that. Lin Fei smiled and said, since Region Lord Stoneblaze is unwilling, let's continue. I have many array formation scrolls. I just don't know how many doppelgangers you can release. Boom! The 500 heavy cannons increased their power and shot again. Our Region Lord Stoneblaze opened the infinite black hole again. This time, Region Lord Stoneblaze felt a little strained. It seemed that the power had increased a lot. How is this possible? The power of the heavy cannons has increased again. This time, the voice of the other party came to Lord Stoneblaze's ears. Region Lord, the power of the heavy cannons of the Avengers is different from that of Tianji Hall. For example, the power that attacked you just now was at level 3, but now it is at level 4. Although this move of yours is very powerful, if the 500 heavy cannons become 1,000, I don't know if it will reach your limit. According to my speculation, your infinite black hole can only support the attack of 600 or 700 heavy cannons. Our Region Lord Stoneblaze's heart skipped a beat. How did he guess that? He knew the limits of the infinite black hole best. Although it was easy now, the attack of 500 heavy cannons was almost at its limit. Especially after losing one doppelganger, it was much more difficult to deal with it. The fact that the other party could see through and guess the limit in such a short time made Region Lord Stoneblaze worried. Moreover, the power of the heavy cannons seemed to be more than level 4. If it was level 5 or even level 6, Regent Lord Stoneblaze could not guarantee. This was a huge headache for him. Our Regent Lord Stoneblaze, this move of yours can deal with level 4 heavy cannons. It's still very good. Why don't you let me change it to level 5 heavy cannons? I'll help you test the extent of your limit. The voice of the other party came again. Our Regent Lord Stoneblaze's heart sank. The power of level 4 was obvious to all. If it was level 5, it would be really embarrassing. After some hesitation, Regent Lord Stoneblaze felt that there was no need to fight to the end with the people of the Avengers. In order to resolve this matter, he had paid a great price, especially to support the infinite black hole. If Regent Lord is willing to make peace, I can make my own decision and give you 20% of the profits of Tianji City. How about it? Are you tempted? Our Regent Lord Stoneblaze was stunned. Is this a bribe? 20% of the profits. Regent Lord Stoneblaze was a little tempted. As the Regent Lord of this star region, there were many good things in Tianji City. Although it seemed to have been destroyed, there were probably still a lot left. How about it? Have you thought it through, Master? Actually, the enmity between the Heavenly Mystery Hall and the Avengers has nothing to do with you, Master. You even tried to stop it personally, but you were powerless. Don't you think so? After all, everyone saw it. Lin Fei continued. Fine, 20% of the profits won't do. 30%. Chapter 2569. V. N2. D. C. S. U. CJKJCK? E. RNB? The battle between the Lord and the leader of the Avengers shocked all the big shots present. The terrifying power of 500 heavy cannons was enough to make anyone stop underestimating the Avengers and start to take the infinite power of the Avengers seriously. For the first time, they realized that martial prowess was not the only deterrent to the outside world. The powerhouses of the 8 and 9 refinement classes realized that there was a new way to attack in the future. Those who were well-informed began to understand the true meaning of the path of science and technology. We really can't be enemies. The local tyrant of the Tianji Hall has finally met his match. The Avengers destroyed Tianji City and uprooted one of their external headquarters. They are mortal enemies now. Everyone thought that the Stone Yen Zone leader would take the other side down, but no one expected that after a series of attacks, the zone leader would take the initiative to retreat and leave a cold sentence. Your Excellency's strength is astonishing, but I don't want to see both sides suffer. You may leave now. The Stone Yen Zone leader's words stunned everyone. Chi gave up just like that? They had never seen the King of Hell, the Stone Yen Zone leader, be so amiable. Last time, he was not ruthless. This time, the sun really rose from the west. The Tianji Hall has offended us. Although we have destroyed all of them, the things here will be the Avengers' compensation. I hope the zone leader has no objections. The Stone Yen Zone leader turned around and left without saying a word. The big shots of the various factions were shaken. They had hoped that the Stone Yen Zone leader would stand up and say a few words. In fact, they also coveted the treasures of Tianji City. What? You seem to have objections. Lin Fei glanced at them. Fear crept into the hearts of all the big shots when they were glanced at. The master of the Flaming Stone region was known as the King of Hell, and he didn't dare to make a move. Even if they were given 100 guts, they wouldn't dare to go against him. 500 heavy cannons? Do you think it's a joke? No problem. Why would we have any objections? Lin Fei really didn't take them seriously. Zhao Fu activated 200 of the cannons and ordered the soldiers to wipe out the remaining forces of Heaven's secret city. In less than an hour, the people of Heaven's secret city had either been captured or killed. The entire Heaven's secret city had fallen into Lin Fei's hands. The big shots could only watch helplessly. Chi really didn't have the courage to snatch it. The 200 heavy cannons were constantly emitting a terrifying aura from their black muzzles. RN01 could guarantee that they would survive the bombardment of 200 heavy cannons. The three enshrined masters of the Tianji Hall were the best proof. After 3 waves of attacks, not even their bones were left behind. Rarely in the morning. The news that Heaven's secret city had been destroyed by the Avengers spread throughout the Flaming Stone region, causing an uproar. Who didn't know how powerful Heaven's secret city was? It was filled with all kinds of traps and treasures. In the Flaming Stone region, it was known as the Dragon's Pool and Tiger's Den. RN01 had expected Heaven's secret city to be destroyed just like that. The people from the Flaming Stone starfield heard the news and came. When they saw the ruins of the Tianji city, they couldn't imagine that this was the Tianji city of the past. They couldn't help but gasp. It was too terrifying. That was everyone's thought. When they found out that it was the long-range bombardment of 500 heavy cannons, they were stunned speechless. The Avengers. At noon, a white-haired old man appeared, followed by several angry people. When they appeared, the people around them shuddered involuntarily. Their killing intent was too strong. They really destroyed a heavily guarded Heaven's secret city. They won't rest until we're dead. A young man behind him exclaimed. Several fierce gazes shot over, and the young man didn't dare speak. Elder Yuan, I just found out. I heard that the Avengers used 500 heavy cannons to bombard the city. We couldn't fight back at all. A middle-aged man said with a frown. 500 heavy cannons. Yuan Kuan shook his head. They really did come for revenge. When the 5 Elements envoy failed, I knew it was going to be bad. I didn't expect them to have so many trump cards. They destroyed Heaven's secret city as soon as they arrived. We all underestimated them. Ever since the Avengers appeared, they had become the nightmare of the Tianji Hall. Even now, they were still the nightmare. They had destroyed a Heaven's secret city for a person in charge. That was a slap in the face. Didn't Yama do anything? He did, but he couldn't do anything to the people who came this time. The middle-aged man said with a hint of anger. I think Yama didn't even plan to use his full strength. He just wanted to see the Tianji Hall suffer. Only the Heavenly Secrets Hall would dare to say such words without care. Let's go. Yuan Kuan turned around. Let's withdraw our branches immediately. Don't leave a single one behind. We don't want to become targets of revenge again. Elder Yuan, but we'll lose too much if we do that. The Tianji Hall covered a large area of business in the 2 empires. Once they withdrew, they would lose a lot of business. Everyone would realize that the Tianji Hall was afraid of the Avengers. Losses? What are those losses? Yuan Kuan snorted. If the Avengers hadn't interfered, we would have left this place anyway. Now they've done us a huge favor and saved us a lot of trouble. But before we leave, we still have to pay King of Hell, Shi Yan, a visit. The Domain Leader's Mansion, the capital city of the Shanyan Starfield. Our Domain Leader, Yuan Kuan of the Tianji Hall, has gone too far. The meeting room of the Domain Leader's Mansion. The Domain Leader's personal steward, he was very angry. Yuan Kuan and the others had come to criticize him. The Domain Leader Shi Yan was very calm. Yuan Kuan is an old fox. He wouldn't come to our Domain Leader's mansion if he didn't have a reason. Look at how angry he was from the beginning to the end. It was just an act. Yuan Kuan was in charge of managing the Tianji Hall. He had a lot of prestige in the 2 empires. Many people wanted to curry favor with him. Everyone in the 2 empires knew this white-haired old man, Yuan Kuan. No one dared to underestimate this person. He was too good at scheming. They didn't know when they were being schemed against. So Yuan Kuan is just here to go through the motions. Is he plotting against the Avengers again? This explanation doesn't make sense. Yuan Kuan is powerful, but he may not be able to withstand the revenge of the Avengers. The steward continued to frown. They can do whatever they want in the Shanyan starfield, unless I'm not here. Chapter 2570. The Stoneflame starfield was in an uproar. Tianji City was a dangerous place, but it was easily breached by the Avengers. Many people died and many were injured. The huge treasures fell into the hands of the Avengers. This naturally made countless people envious, but at the thought of the terrifying deterrence of 500 heavy cannons, they completely gave up on that idea. Not many people would be willing to throw away their lives. Even the Stoneflame Territory Lord did not care. Even if they went, the result would be the same. Night fell. Domain Chief Manor, capital city of the Stoneflame Territory. The Stoneflame Territory Lord sat alone in the back garden of the Domain Chief Manor. He was enjoying himself, and the serious aura he had during the day was gone. "Lord, you are in a good mood." Without warning, a voice came from the back garden. Lin Fei, dressed in black, quietly appeared. "You really came. The people of the Avengers are really bold." The Stoneflame Territory Lord was slightly surprised. Since coming to the back garden, the Stoneflame Territory Lord had been paying attention. He quietly released his divine perception, but still did not find anything. The other party has a treasure that can hide his aura. This is the only explanation. The Stoneflame Territory Lord thought to himself. Lin Fei swaggered over to the Stoneflame Territory Lord and sat down. "If you are not bold, you can't do anything. You can only guard your achievements for the rest of your life. There won't be too much risk. You are quite confident in yourself." Region Lord Stoneblaze sneered. "Now you've become famous again. Tomorrow, the entire empire will know about it. This is like roasting this region lord. You should know that the person in charge of external affairs of the Heavenly Secrets Hall came in person." This matter had caused a lot of commotion. The Stoneflame Territory Lord was more or less in trouble. This trouble naturally came from Tianji Hall, and it was not easy to deal with. Everyone has to have confidence in themselves. Lin Fei smiled, not caring about the change in the Stoneflame Territory Lord. "So, I came. Won't you buy me a drink? After all, we still have a chance to be partners." Ever since the Stoneflame Territory Lord was given the title of King of Hell, he could not remember anyone who dared to speak to him like this. "You're really not bad." Region Lord Stoneblaze took the initiative to pour a cup of wine for the other party. "Drink this cup of wine and leave the things behind. You can leave. I'm afraid that if this continues, I won't be able to control myself and kill you." He had always been a fair and serious person. Region Lord Stoneflame did not like the person in front of him. If it wasn't for the fact that he was wary of the mysterious Avengers backing him up, he might have already killed him. That person sat in front of him with a grimace. "I don't think you'll let me go even if I drink this glass of wine." Lin Fei narrowed his eyes, picked up the cup, and drained it in one gulp, revealing an expression of enjoyment. "Good wine, this must be at least 1,000 years old." 3,200 years. Lin Fei praised. "Good wine." As a region lord, Stoneflame region lord naturally wouldn't drink wine that was too bad. The 3,200-year-old collection wasn't too good. "Now I can take the item." "Here you go. I'm a man of my word. I mean it." Lin Fei threw out a storage ring, an extra-large one. "Check it yourself. There's a list here. I believe you'll like it." Region Lord Stoneflame was indeed a little surprised. It seems that the Avengers really don't care much about the things in Tianji Hall. They took 30% of the items just like that. Holding the list in his hand, Region Lord Stoneflame glanced at it casually. He couldn't help but be dumbfounded. It seemed that his 30% of the items were a little too generous. Everyone knew the heritage of the headquarters in Tianji City, but they would never have thought that the collection inside would be such a terrifying figure. It was unimaginably rich. "How about it, Region Lord? Are you satisfied?" Lin Fei could easily sense the slight emotional change of Region Lord Stoneflame. "This is a genuine 30% of the items. I believe it will greatly improve the strength of the Region Lord's subordinates. The 30% of the items in the large storage ring were very substantial. This made Region Lord Stoneflame very happy. With this 30% of the items, the strength of the Region Lord's mansion would be greatly improved. The items in Tianji Hall were still very reliable. Not bad. The Avengers are really a little unusual. The 30% of the items that Region Lord Stoneflame mentioned was nothing more than to express his attitude. If both sides were to suffer, no one would benefit. He had to maintain his peak strength at all times. It could be said that the 30% of the items was nothing more than to save face. The only thing he didn't expect was that the other party really came and gave him 30% of the items. The amount was substantial and the sincerity was full. Lin Fei really didn't think much of it, but it didn't mean that others didn't. It's fine as long as the Region Lord is satisfied with the items. Actually, I came here tonight to discuss something with Region Lord. I believe you will be very interested in this, Lin Fei said. Looking at the 30% of the items, Region Lord Stoneflame was in a much better mood. At least, the Avengers were very good at doing things. It was not in vain that he helped them block Yuan Kuan. Say it. Region Lord Stoneflame was rarely in a good mood. We swept the headquarters of Tianji City and collected a lot of treasures. Although we gave 30% to Region Lord, we still have 70% of the items. I just don't know if Region Lord has the guts to eat the remaining 70%. Lin Fei said lightly. Region Lord Stoneflame's pupils shrank slightly and returned to normal. He was shocked. You want to get rid of this batch of items? 30% of the items was enough to make Region Lord Stoneflame's life worthwhile. The doppelganger that had been destroyed previously was now a trivial matter. He didn't need to care about it. Now, the other party wanted to sell the remaining 70% of the items in Tianji City. Region Lord Stoneflame was really moved. Even if he ate 30% of the items, the strength of the Stoneflame Star territory would also grow to a terrifying level. As for whether Yuan Kuan would come looking for trouble, it would depend on whether they had the guts to do so. Your Excellency, do you think I can eat it all? Region Lord Stoneflame said calmly. Lin Fei said, in this world, there are many people or forces that can eat this amount of resources. Region Lord, you have the support of the great Emperor of the Imperial family. A mere batch of items is nothing. As long as you digest it, your strength will increase greatly. And this is because I think Region Lord is not bad. Otherwise, I would turn around and look for other buyers. I believe they will be very interested. For example, the Demon God Empire. They have been making a lot of noise recently. Such a batch of items can have a great impact on the situation. How dare you? Region Lord Stoneflame was furious, and his cold eyes swept over. Chapter 2571. Region Lord Stone Yen finally bought 70% of the resources of Tianji City from Lin Fei. 70% of the resources was very meaningful. Even if he had to pay a high price, Region Lord Stone Yen had to buy it. Lin Fei also gave him a preferential price. 70% of the resources would only cost him 30 million black crystal cards. It sounded like an astronomical figure, but it was a very favorable price. No matter what, I made a profit this time. After watching the other party leave, Region Lord Stone Yen announced to the public that he was going to go into seclusion. In fact, his real body went to the capital to meet the doppelganger of the great emperor. Master, you are so bad. You said it was 70% of the resources, but it was only 40%. After leaving the Domain Lord's mansion, the little devil's voice was heard, followed by a smirk. We have to maximize the benefits. Anyway, Region Lord Stone Yen doesn't know the real situation. He will only believe that we are honest. Lin Fei smirked. Master is so bad. It seemed that 70% of the resources were sold to Region Lord Stone Yen, but in fact, Lin Fei still had 30% of the resources. It was not the best way to give everything to one person. Lin Fei directly chose two buyers. One was the Expeditionary Empire behind Regent Lord Stone Yin, and the other was the Demon God Empire. It would be best if the two empires were evenly matched. If it was one-sided, he would have nothing left. After returning to Xiaoyao Palace, Lin Fei contacted Demon General He Yi of Black Iron City. Now that he was in control of Black Iron City, he had absolute power here. This time, Lin Fei was going to give this credit to He Yi. As long as he handled it a little, it would be hard for the Demon God Empire not to be moved. After all, the Expeditionary Empire had invested 30 million black crystal cards in one go. They would definitely be able to suppress the Demon God Empire in a short time. Lin Fei needed to wait a little longer. He would make the most out of the remaining benefits. This was also a talent that a businessman should have. After resting for a day, when Lin Fei continued to pick out a few branches of Tianji Hall outside, he was surprised to find that the Tianji Hall branches outside were all closed and empty. Even the treasure of Tianji Hall had been taken away. This made Lin Fei a little puzzled. Are they going to retreat or are they going to retreat? After going around in circles, Lin Fei gave up on the idea of continuing to sweep through Tianji Hall's branch. Who knew what they were up to? He had destroyed one of Tianji Hall's headquarters outside and collected tens of millions of black crystal cards. He was quite satisfied. In the Xiaoyao Palace, Lin Fei opened the system and displayed the information of a new batch of treasures. These were all contributed by Tianji Hall. For Lin Fei, who did not have many treasures on hand, this contribution from Tianji Hall was enough to satisfy the needs of a chamber of commerce. It was more than enough to satisfy the needs of a chamber of commerce. Although each of the treasures had to be modified and consumed a certain amount of energy, it was not a problem for him. The advanced energy gun is not suitable. A top-notch energy gun is a must. The top-notch energy gun had been copied and modified. It was extremely lethal and had a terrifying and dangerous aura. A shot like this would consume a lot of energy. Each shot would consume 10,000 black crystal cards. Such a huge consumption. Naturally, its power was ridiculously great. For the time being, Lin Fei planned to equip a small part of it. Such a consumption was a little too much for him. Hundreds of thousands of black crystal cards were gone in a blink of an eye. The news of the destruction of one of Tianji Hall's headquarters outside spread to the two empires and the nearby star fields. The news of the bombardment of 500 heavy cannons caused an uproar among all the forces. Usually, the forces with 40 to 50 heavy cannons were complacent. However, when they heard that the Avengers had deployed 500 powerful heavy cannons to deal with Tianji Hall, they completely lost the desire to show off. Comparisons were odious. The Avengers bared their fangs. No one was willing to face the attack of 500 heavy cannons. It was not that easy to avoid. Tianji City in the rock flame star field was like a dragon's pool and a tiger's den, but it was still blasted open. Even the 3 consecrated experts were killed. The Avengers were indeed too terrifying. Even the rock flame domain master, who was known as the King of Hell, could not defeat them. In the end, he could only let them go. This was enough to show how powerful the Avengers were. Just when everyone was looking forward to Tianji Hall's reaction, something unexpected happened. On the other hand, the Heavenly Secrets Hall had evacuated all of their branches. They had disappeared without a trace in a single night. They almost suspected that they had been wiped out overnight. This situation was completely beyond everyone's imagination. Was Tianji Hall retreating? If not, how could they explain it? This fact was somewhat beyond everyone's imagination. No matter how they looked at it, this situation did not match the swift and decisive style of Tianji Hall. It could be said that Tianji Hall's action had dumbfounded everyone. Tianji Hall's action instantly boosted the momentum of the Avengers. The word retreat could easily be associated with another word. Everyone thought that the person in charge, Yuan Kuan, would fly into a rage and counterattack the Avengers. His actions caused others to suspect that something had gone wrong within the Heavenly Secrets Hall. For a moment, there were all kinds of guesses and rumors. Surprisingly, after Tianji Hall chose to retreat, the Avengers did not seem to make any move. It was as if they had mysteriously disappeared. Those forces that were looking forward to the Avengers opening a chamber of commerce in other star fields were happy for nothing. For example, the royal family and even the royal family of the Demon God Empire. No one was more eager than them. Emperor Peak. After Tianji Hall evacuated, Lin Fei stayed for a few days before returning to Emperor Peak silently. Although he had disappeared for a few days, the people in the academy did not know about it. As soon as Lin Fei came out, he was immediately surrounded by gossips, which made Lin Fei speechless. What was there to be surrounded by gossips? Perhaps because he had not seen anyone for a few days, the gossips were extremely excited, so Lin Fei could only return to Emperor Peak, wondering if he should return to the ancient desolation world. After all, he had done what he had to do. Tianji Hall had suffered a huge loss, and they had all evacuated. They might be plotting something. As Lin Fei was preparing to return to the ancient desolation world, a few days later, a piece of news spread in the imperial capital, shocking everyone. The 9th princess wants to form a marriage alliance with the ancient Shao family? Listening to the information they had gathered, Lin Fei was quite surprised, that which was right. At that time, Lin Fei did not quite believe it. After hearing the news, he immediately thought of a person, looks like it's that Shao Ran. He's fair and clean, but I don't like him. Anyway, he's not a good person. The 9th Princess Fanluoyu was beautiful, but Lin Fei did not really care. This was equivalent to her marrying into a rich family. Chapter 2572. Empire Expedition, Princess Residence. No, I will not marry a disciple of the Shao family. Her cold voice was filled with unprecedented firmness. The sudden marriage had broken all of Fanluoyu's preparations. Before she could think of a solution, her brother had already negotiated with the Shao family on behalf of their father. This was a marriage based on power. Fanluoyu was naturally disgusted. Even though Shao Ran was very handsome, for some reason, she always had a slight resistance in her heart. Fanluoyu expressed her thoughts directly when her brother Fan Qingyuan came to the princess residence. 9th sister, actually, it's not a bad thing for you to marry Shao Ran. As one of the more outstanding disciples of the Shao family, your future is bright. Fan Qingyuan consoled. Empire Expedition was a big country, and their father was a great emperor with great influence. However, compared to the ancient Shao family, it was really nothing. Recently, that old fifth seemed to have given up, but Fan Qingyuan didn't think so. That younger brother of his would definitely not give up. Sooner or later, he would have to face him. Subconsciously, he wanted to find a strong helper. If this matter could be handled well, Fan Qingyuan would be able to form a relationship with the Shao family, and he would be more confident in going against his brother. Therefore, Fan Qingyuan came to do the ideological work. This time, Fan Qingyuan was a little disappointed. No matter what, he had tried all sorts of methods, but 9th sister still had a cold expression and was determined not to agree. The marriage between the royal family and the Shao family was their father's idea. As the executor, if Fan Qingyuan did not handle this matter well, who knew what kind of bad impression he would leave? This matter had to be successful. 9th sister, your marriage was approved by father. Whether you agree or not, as a member of the royal family, father has the right to decide everything about you. From today onwards, you can stay in the princess residence until the day of the engagement. Hearing her brother's words, Fanluoyu was unhappy. What right do you have to restrict me? Even though you are the eldest brother and the eldest prince, it does not mean that you have the right to control me. Fanluoyu resisted fiercely. Now you can leave. My princess residence does not welcome you. Fan Qingyuan had no choice but to say something harsh. If you can't leave, then you can't leave. I have already mobilized a team of guards. You just have to wait for the engagement. After a while, Fan Luoyu's maidservant returned from outside. Princess, the outside is already guarded by the guards. Tell the outside world that someone is here to cause trouble, and we are not allowed to go out. Fan Luoyu had never thought that her elder brother would be so determined. Princess, the first prince has sealed off the outside world. What should we do then? Fan Luoyu said angrily, even if you beat me to death, I will never marry that Xiao Ran. He's a sanctimonious person, but he's just a villain. But this is His Majesty's will, Princess, the maid carefully said. Fan Luoyu's petite body trembled slightly. She was not afraid of anything except that extremely strict father. It did not matter which prince it was. You are not allowed to come in, this is the princess mansion. Suddenly, there was a commotion outside, followed by the voice of a maid. I'm the fiancé of the princess. Can't I come to take a look? This is something that your first prince has agreed to. Alright, you can step aside now. A refined and courteous young man walked in from outside the door. It was the elegant Xiao Ran. What are you doing here? Fan Luoyu said snappily. When he saw Xiao Ran, he felt uncomfortable in his heart. Xiao Ran was not angry at all. He said calmly, Your Highness, please don't be angry. I know that this matter has developed too quickly. You and I haven't known each other for long, and we are very unfamiliar with each other. However, from the moment I saw you in the ancient desolation world, I realized that I had fallen deeply in love with you and I was unable to extricate myself. Hence, I'm here. I don't wish for you to marry someone you don't like, and I am the person you will like. In terms of talent, those geniuses are not my match, because their horizons are too narrow and they won't be able to achieve much in the future. However, I'm different. I'm a member of the ancient Xiao family. Fan Luoyu was not like those ordinary girls who would be tempted with just a few words. It was because Xiao Ran was very eloquent. His tongue was like a lotus flower, and one would be tempted by his words if they were not paying attention, and would unknowingly lose their judgment. Unfortunately, Fan Luoyu was very determined and would not be tricked so easily. Young Master Xiao, I still have matters to deal with today, so I won't be receiving you. Men, send the guest off. Fan Luoyu turned and left, leaving her back to Xiao Ran. Please, the maidservant said coldly. A hint of displeasure flashed in the depths of Xiao Ran's eyes, before returning to normal. Then tell the princess that when I'm in a good mood, I'll visit her again. After leaving the princess' residence, Xiao Ran shot out a cold glare. I was born in the ancient Xiao family. Logically, Fan Luoyu, who was born in the royal family, should not have any resistance. There must be something strange about this. Xiao Ran was very good at analyzing people, and very quickly, he felt that something was wrong. With his status, basically no woman could escape from his grasp. Fan Luoyu's huge reaction was not right. Wait, could it be because of that lad? Xiao Ran very quickly caught a clue, and a person appeared in his mind. Could it be that the newcomer king, Lin Fei, has unknowingly stolen the princess' heart? Xiao Ran had always been very confident in his judgment. It can't be wrong. It must be that Lin Fei. Princess, it's not good to agitate him like this. The trusted maidservant beside her said worriedly. Fan Luoyu resisted this marriage from the bottom of her heart. Logically, this situation should not have happened, but for some reason, she subconsciously resisted this young and promising Xiao Ran. Isn't Xiao Ran outstanding? Fan Luoyu asked herself, and at this moment, a person appeared in her mind. How could it be him? Lin Fei's image appeared in her mind. On Emperor Peak, he had used the heaven-ascending steps and heaven-defying 9 steps, suppressing everyone with unparalleled elegance. Fan Luoyu was momentarily stunned. How could I like someone like Lin Fei? He's shameless, thick-skinned, and chauvinistic. At this moment, Fan Luoyu did not know whether to laugh or cry. She was a princess, and yet she was attracted to a poor disciple. She had unknowingly compared the two of them. In comparison, the gap between Xiao Ran, the direct descendant of the Xiao family, and Lin Fei was not as great as she had imagined. The Xiao family, an ancient family. Chapter 2573. Lin Fei did not know that he was being targeted. Ninth Princess Fanluyu wanted to have a marriage alliance with the Xiao family's Gu family, but Lin Fei did not feel much about it. Instead, he felt that the two of them were a good match. In this world, there were still many people who dreamed of marrying into a large faction and becoming a young madam. They could also help their family and enjoy limitless glory. This was the dream of many people. Lin Fei only wanted Fanluyu to not harass him. Fortunately, the Emperor Peak's formation was always open, so Qin Lan and Fanluyu did not come. This saved him a lot of trouble. The trouble did not leave as expected. Before Lin Fei could return to the ancient desolate great world, Qin Lan took the initiative to look for him. She stood outside the Emperor Peak and attracted many people to watch. Why is she here? Isn't this adding fuel to the fire? Lin Fei did not care much about this, but he was not happy about it. What is this witch trying to do? With no other choice, Lin Fei opened the formation and let Qin Lan in. I knew that my man would let me in. Qin Lan changed her tone and became delicate. She even wanted to lean on him. Her fragrance was very tempting. Is she trying to use a beauty trap? Feeling the fragrance, Lin Fei did not know whether to laugh or cry. He clearly understood that the matter in the Flaming Stone Star region must have spread. The Fiend God Empire must be tempted by that batch of resources. Apart from this reason, Lin Fei could not think of any other explanation. Stop. This can easily cause misunderstandings. I don't want to be surrounded by senior sister's pursuers. Lin Fei waved his hand, just say it. I still need to go into seclusion. Qin Lan did not believe Lin Fei's words. Last time, she hated him to the point of gnashing her teeth. He actually left a beauty like her outside and did not know how to take pity on her. He was too hateful. My man really knows how to joke. Those experts of the academy have all gone to the ancient, desolate great world. How many of them are your match? Qin Lan laughed. Every time Qin Lan saw the helpless look on Lin Fei's face, she felt very proud. Lin Fei had always believed that as long as a girl was open, no one would be able to resist her. For example, Qin Lan in front of him. This kind of action was very unbearable. Well, I'm not that easy to be fooled. Just tell me your intention. If you don't want to tell me, I will send you out of here. I'm quite capable in the territory of Monarch Peak. Lin Fei quickly interrupted Qin Lan. Qin Lan rolled her eyes and said bitterly, You are the weirdest person I have ever seen. In the Demon God Empire, Qin Lan had countless pursuers, but none of them were like Lin Fei. She was just short of saying, I've already sent myself to you, so why don't you do it? Are you really a saint? To be able to make Qin Lan have such thoughts, one could see how angry she was. She almost suspected that her appearance was not good enough. However, when she was outside, everything returned to normal. Actually, my goal is to maintain world peace. Before I achieve my goal, I am not interested in anything, Lin Fei said seriously. Qin Lan rolled her eyes again. She really did not believe Lin Fei's words. In this world, how many people could really maintain world peace? I'm here for the batch of resources from Tianji City. I wonder if you are interested in selling them to our Demon God Empire? Qin Lan said seriously. That batch of resources is useless to your Avengers Alliance, but it is very useful to our Demon God Empire. As long as you ask, we will buy it. The matter in the Flaming Stone Star Field was too shocking. Especially when it happened in the Empire, it was hard for the Demon God Empire not to pay attention. Tianji City was the headquarters of the Tianji Hall to the outside world. It was a dragon's den and a tiger's den. Many famous people had died in it. In the eyes of the public, it was an unbreakable fortress. However, This unbreakable fortress was turned into ashes under the artillery fire of the Avengers Alliance. The entire Tianji Hall was also razed to the ground. It was really an earth-shattering matter. The abnormal behavior of the Heavenly Secret Hall had left the spectators dumbstruck. This was different from the usual behavior of the Heavenly Secret Hall. However, they could see that the Heavenly Secret Hall seemed to be afraid of the Heavenly Secret Hall. This also caused some forces to become restless. For example, the higher-ups of the Demon God Empire. After tasting the benefits of the technological weapons, their ambitions began to grow. Especially after many small-scale battles, they fell in love with the superiority of the technological weapons. They loved them so much that they could not put them down. As a headquarters, Tianji City had accumulated countless resources. Now that all of them had fallen into the hands of the Avengers Alliance, the Demon God Empire naturally had thoughts. If they could buy it, it would definitely play a terrifying role in the future war. They might even be able to suppress the Expedition Empire in one fell swoop. Qin Lan came. As the person who contacted the Avengers Alliance the most, Qin Lan acted as the contact person without hesitation. The Demon God Empire also paid more and more attention to it. "You're late. The things have been disposed of." Lin Fei shook his head and said regretfully. Lin Fei was naturally aware of the ambition of the Demon God Empire. They had always aimed to defeat the Expedition Empire. How could they miss such a good opportunity? How is that possible? Qin Lan was a little incredulous. There were not many people or forces who could buy this batch of materials. Even if it was cheap, it would still be a huge number. Lin Fei spread his hands. "I really don't have to lie to you about this. There are many ambitious people. There will always be some who are hiding their strength. It's normal for them to join forces and take it all." Qin Lan almost believed him, but on second thought she seemed to have realized something. Then, she smiled sweetly and said, "Junior brother, you said before that you were just a small leader. How can you be so clear about this kind of thing? You must know the quantity of this batch of materials. In such a short time, you might not sell all of them. Moreover, even if you do, you definitely won't sell all of them. You need to maintain the balance of power." Lin Fei really admired Qin Lan. She could think of so many things in such a short time. As she said, a one-sided situation would definitely not happen. That would be equivalent to missing out on huge benefits. "I didn't expect senior sister to be so smart," Lin Fei said. Listening to the vague words, Qin Lan knew that she guessed right. Lin Fei definitely still had things in his hands. His position might be much higher than she thought. The Demon God Empire is very sincere in buying the remaining batch of materials in Junior's hands. You can name the price. The Demon God Empire will not have any objections. Qin Lan was very concerned about this batch of materials. The higher-ups had also said that the other party could name the price. Technological weapons now determined the balance of the battlefield. Chapter 2574. P.S. I accompanied my wife to the northwest and was delayed for 2 days. I'm sorry, I was supposed to update in the morning. 21? What was the reason? His account password was wrong, and he had been troubled until now. Sad, in the end, Qin Lan still returned empty-handed. She left with a tinge of disappointment. However, as she left, scenes flashed before her eyes. There was a hidden meaning in Lin Fei's words, which gave Qin Lan a glimmer of hope. What a cunning junior! From the beginning to the end, he never rejected the Empire's request. All he did was raise the price for the Avengers. What a good-for-nothing fellow! It won't be easy for the Empire to obtain this batch of resources from Tianji City. Knowing that Lin Fei was preparing to demand an exorbitant price, Qin Lan couldn't help but feel hatred. The Empire needed this batch of resources. The news spread at the fastest speed. The Demon God Empire was generous for once. They held a secret meeting on the same day to discuss this matter. In the end, they unanimously agreed that no matter what price they had to pay, they had to obtain this batch of resources. The abnormal actions of the Heavenly Secrets Hall caused all the other powers to have different thoughts. If they couldn't do it in public, they could do it in private. Qinlan's side undoubtedly had the advantage of being in a favorable position. Their chances were greater than any other power. No matter what the price is, as long as it's reasonable, the Demon God Empire will agree. After receiving the news, Qinlan revealed an expression that said, "I knew it." As her status rose in the empire, the upper echelons of the empire had no choice but to pay attention to the relationship between Qinlan and Lin Fei. Especially after witnessing the capabilities of the Avengers, some of their actions in private had been restrained. In the Empire of Expedition, a side hall in the palace was now the resting place for VIPs. Our Xiao clan also needs the batch of resources in the hands of the Avengers? Xiao Ran was sitting opposite someone. In front of them was a chessboard with black and white playing. He held a round black chess piece in his hand and revealed a hint of surprise. Then, he placed a chess piece in one of the positions. Recently, the shocking news of Tianji Hall's headquarters being destroyed by the Avengers had spread to both the outside world and the outside world. The Xiao family had their own intelligence agency, so they knew the situation in more detail than outsiders. The middle-aged man on the opposite side smiled. Originally, our Xiao family didn't need to care about this. However, the Gu family, Tian family, and other families are secretly preparing for war to enhance their family's overall strength. If our Xiao family doesn't want to fall behind others, then we need to arm ourselves. No one can stop the storm of technology. Since we can't resist, we might as well accept it. Xiao Ran was silent for a moment and put down a chess piece. Has the family found the contact of the Avengers? The middle-aged man paused and said an unexpected name. The new star of Imperial College, Lin Fei. Xiao Zigong took out a chess piece and couldn't help but reveal a look of shock. It's actually him. How is this possible? At first, we didn't quite believe it either. Later, after a secret investigation by our spies, we confirmed the other party's identity. That new star is very likely to be a chess piece supported by the Avengers. A glint flashed in Xiao Ran's eyes. So he has such an identity. No wonder Fan Luyu is so interested in a disciple from a poor family. Xiao Ran, that Qinlan you met is not simple either. She is the Saintess candidate of the Demon God Empire. According to our intelligence analysis, Qinlan is currently very strong among the Saintess candidates. At the same time, she is also the biggest competitor to become the future Saintess. Before this Saintess candidate was not well known. The reason why she could become the biggest competitor is because of the Avengers, Saintess candidate Qinlan. This time, the clan requests that you must obtain that batch of resources from Lin Fei's hands. This will be of great help to our Xiao clan. At the very least, we can close the gap between the other clans. Furthermore, apart from our 8 great clans, not many other clans would dare to take this batch of resources. The middle-aged man said solemnly. In that case, I will go and meet this Lin Fei, the new star of Imperial College. Father! The Imperial Palace was the most powerful place in the empire. The eldest prince, Fan Qingyuan, showed a rare look of respect and sincerity, and his eyes were shining with admiration. Not far from him, on a tall throne, sat a middle-aged man. He looked like he was in his 30s and was very young. The only difference was that his deep eyes were like a vast starry sky, making people not dare to look directly at them. This person was the emperor of the expedition to the empire, Fan Zhanlei. Even though this Fan Zhanlei was only a doppelganger, he still had unfathomable strength. You have been doing well recently. This doppelganger was the same as the real person. His tone was neither light nor heavy, but it gave Fan Qingyuan a lot of pressure. Even though his strength had increased a lot recently, he was still very afraid of his father. This is what I should do. Fan Qingyuan did not dare to raise his head. Ever since he could remember, Fan Qingyuan was very afraid. Even after he grew up, it was still the same. Fan Zhanlei held the throne with both hands, and his eyes shone with a deep gaze. What should be yours will be yours. Don't reach out for what isn't yours. As long as you remember this, you will never be at a disadvantage. Fan Qingyuan felt a little guilty. I understand. During this period of time, with the Avengers Alliance's auction, he had made great contributions to the Empire, and the power in his hands had become very big. Even many families had subtly leaned towards him. His power had reached its limit, and there was a certain degree of self-aggrandizement. When his father said this, he naturally felt guilty. Father, are you saying that I should get in touch with those big families? Fan Qingyuan did not dare to be sure, but he still had to pretend to be honest and fearful. Now I will give you a task. You must handle it well. Fan Zhanlei's doppelganger said. You must handle this matter well. Fan Qingyuan was delighted. I will definitely complete the task. The Capital Institute's newcomer king, Lin Fei. According to the analysis of the spies, he should be the person in charge of the Avengers Alliance's expedition to the Empire. What you need to do is to get in touch with this Lin Fei and get this batch of resources from Tianji City. He is the person in charge? How is that possible? Fan Qingyuan cried out. The Avengers Alliance's influence was getting bigger and bigger. Fan Qingyuan was very clear of their importance, but he had never expected it. That Lin Fei of the commoner family was a member of the Avengers Alliance, and from the looks of it, he was the person in charge. There is nothing impossible in this world. The voice from the throne rang out. There are only things that you can't think of. Although the batch of resources in Tianji City is nothing compared to the Avengers Alliance's, it is still a very impressive product. No matter what, you must get it. The 8 big families have also received the news, and will probably send people to get in touch with Lin Fei. You must be prepared in case they catch you off guard. Chapter 2575. In the suburbs of the imperial capital, in a luxurious mansion. Such a luxurious mansion in the imperial capital? 21. In the minority, they were either nouveau riche that had just risen to prominence or local tycoons from foreign Starfield. The mansion in front of them was one of them. Holy Virgin, the news has spread. I believe that all the forces know about Lin Fei. The show is about to start. I heard that the eldest prince and the Xiao family are about to make a move. A low voice was heard in the secret chamber of the mansion. If anyone heard this, they would be shocked. The news of a person was actually leaked by a saintess. Well done. Now let's see how that little bitch can compete. Opposite the man in the secret chamber sat an enchanting woman. A hint of resentment flashed in the depths of her green eyes. If Qin Lan were here, she would definitely recognize her. This enchanting woman was one of the saintess candidates, and she was originally one of the 3 saintess candidates. Now, with Qin Lan's ascension, she was forced to be the 3rd saintess candidate. She had stolen the limelight that belonged to them, and her influence was increasing day by day. She had vaguely become a great worry for them. This was not good news for them. Therefore, after some maneuvering, they finally found a clue and discovered the secret behind it. Therefore, this scene happened. Whether it was the demon god's empire or the expeditionary empire, the news that Lin Fei was a member of the Avengers began to spread through all kinds of intelligence. After all, Lin Fei was too famous. It was impossible not to notice him. After contacting each other, no one doubted the news at all. They believed it to be true. Holy Virgin, we just need to sit back and watch the fight. I'm really looking forward to this day. Qin Lan thinks that she can reach the heavens in a single step. Then, I'll make her fall from wherever she stands up. I'll make her suffer a crushing defeat. If I do it well, maybe. Ha ha ha, giggles echoed in the secret chamber. The speed at which the news spread was very fast. Especially when it was done deliberately, it was difficult not to be noticed. Everyone knew that Lin Fei was the head of the Avengers. Everyone was quite interested in Lin Fei, who was born in a poor family. Before this, there had been people who wanted to study him, but to no avail. Now that the news had spread, everyone came to a sudden realization. It turned out that Lin Fei was a member of the Avengers. After connecting the dots, everyone no longer had any doubts. It's hard to imagine. It turns out that Lin Fei is from the Avengers. It's normal for someone from the Avengers to have this talent. Maybe the Avengers have some kind of potion to enhance their talent. Lin Fei didn't leave Emperor Peak. My information has been exposed? As the news spread outside, Lin Fei was also the first to know. Don't forget about the existence of the little devil, who was constantly collecting information. When the news spread, the system would know and quickly gather information about it to Lin Fei. Seeing this news, Lin Fei was stunned. F***ck, how did it get leaked? Could it be that Qin Lan or the 9th princess of the empire? Lin Fei couldn't help but frown. So far, only the two of them knew about his information. As for the rest, no one knew about it for the time being. However, now that it had been exposed, Lin Fei really didn't want to see it happen. Master, news about you can't be hidden from everyone, especially from your whereabouts. Moreover, the identity of the 9th princess and Qin Lan may be a secret in the eyes of ordinary people, but it's not a secret in the eyes of those big families and even the domain lords. It's hard for them to not know that they're close to you. The little devil attacked mercilessly. Lin Fei smiled bitterly. Actually, I think so too. It's only a matter of time before it gets exposed. After all, I have many secrets on me. If I meet someone with ulterior motives, it'll be easy for them to see through me. I really can't blame anyone. The news had spread without warning. Lin Fei really wasn't that unhappy. Lin Fei, who was originally prepared to watch Tianji Hall's action, had to deal with what was coming next. Find out for me who leaked the news. I believe that person must still be in the imperial capital. They must be hiding somewhere, sitting back and watching the show. They might even be watching the tigers fight. Lin Fei had almost all the news in the empire, and if such news was leaked, it would definitely be someone's enemy. Such a person would definitely not leave easily. This gave him a chance. I'll check it right away. I promise I'll find out who it is. Who can tell me what this means? Why would Lin Fei's news be leaked? In a luxurious mansion. Qin Lan was furious, her face filled with murderous intent. At this time, Qin Lan really wanted to kill someone. Just in the morning, Qin Lan received news that Lin Fei was an Avengers. This was not a small blow to her, and it would completely affect the upcoming cooperation deal. Qin Lan's subordinates all lowered their heads. Everyone could feel the endless murderous intent from the Saintess. They had rarely seen the Saintess angry. Saintess, this news spread too fast. We didn't have time to investigate, one of the subordinates said in a low voice. Qin Lan's face was frosty. It was just as the subordinate said. After knowing the news, it spread too fast. No one had time to stop it. Coupled with Lin Fei's identity, it was hard not to take it seriously. Go and investigate it right away. Qin Lan hated this troublemaker to the core. Right, use our Demon God Empire's secret intelligence department to investigate which Saintess of the Demon God Empire has been absent recently. Qin Lan quickly calmed herself down and looked for the mastermind. She immediately suspected those Saintess candidate. So far, those Saintess candidates were the most unwilling to see her take the throne. I hope it's not you otherwise. Qin Lan's murderous intent flashed. How did he get exposed? 9th Princess Fan Luoyu also received the news immediately. Could it be Qin Lan who leaked it? No, it can't be her. There's no need for her to do this. This doesn't fit her style. Fan Luoyu was rather surprised. Princess, the entire imperial capital is basically discussing this matter now. It's said that many forces are beginning to stir, seemingly wanting to gain benefits from Lin Fei. Chapter 2576. Capital Institute Director's Office. The news had spread to the outside world. As the director of the Capital Institute, he was naturally the first to know about it. Old director, I didn't expect such a person to be hiding in our institute. The Avengers are really generous. I wonder what they're planning and what they're plotting." The old director could not help but sigh as he listened to the people around him. "I'm surprised as well. Everyone knows that the Avengers can produce such a talent. It's a pity that the news was leaked at the wrong time." As someone who had been through this, the old director knew better than anyone else that someone was pushing this from behind the scenes, targeting Lin Fei. "That's right. Indeed, it's not the right time. All the major forces will have their eyes on Lin Fei, especially since the Avengers have been quite active recently. The disciples of Tianji Hall in the Capital Institute will probably be the first to make things difficult for him." The Capital Institute was very famous in both the inner and outer world. Naturally, many of the disciples of Tianji Hall studied here. Once the news spread, it was inevitable that they would make things difficult for Lin Fei. The old director smiled. "Since Lin Fei is a member of our institute, I have a duty to protect him. As long as I'm around, no one from the outside can interfere. As for those inside, Lin Fei will have to deal with them himself. I think he should be able to handle them easily. After all, he's this year's newcomer king." The news spread very quickly. The people in the Capital Institute soon found out. Although the most powerful batch of Capital Institute students had gone to the ancient region, the Capital Institute was still full of geniuses. No one dared to underestimate them. In one of the courtyards of the Capital Institute, there were many people standing inside and outside the courtyard. They all looked at the person in the innermost circle, their eyes filled with reverence. Tianji Hall's most powerful genius in the Capital Institute, Ji Xinglin. This genius was recognized as one of the geniuses in the Capital Institute. He was no weaker than the geniuses of the Long family, Su family and Nangong family. In fact, he was much stronger. "Brother Ji, the Avengers destroyed our Tianji city. We must avenge them no matter what." It would have been fine if we didn't know about Lin Fei's background, but now that we know, whether it's true or not, we have to vent our anger on Lin Fei. "That's right, even the Academy can't stop us." Everyone was very excited. Many of the disciples of Tianji Hall who were present were from Tianji City. They were usually in groups, and even disciples from big clans did not dare to provoke them. Naturally, they had developed a domineering temperament. Ji Xinglin was one of the best among them. Ji Xinglin, who was born in Tianji Hall, was a handsome man with an elegant demeanor. At the same time, he was also a very scheming person. He had always been firmly in the forefront. "Brothers, I'm already aware of this matter." Ji Xinglin waved his hand at them, and the crowd quietened down. "Tianji City was destroyed, and our relatives were killed. This is a blood feud. No matter where the news came from, it can at least prove one thing. Lin Fei must be in contact with them. Since everyone is looking up to me, let's go together and let Lin Fei know how powerful Tianji Hall is." With that, he stood up. Once the people from Tianji Hall moved, everyone's attention was on them. In the college, people from Tianji Hall had always been very domineering and could not be offended. After all, Tianji Hall had a strong backing and was feared by everyone. The Heavenly Secrets Hall was famous for being overbearing and domineering. However, this time, many people were delighted, especially those who had suffered under Lin Fei. They finally had a chance to vent their anger. No matter what the outcome was, Lin Fei would definitely be at a disadvantage in this college. Tianji Hall had many people and was powerful. It would not be easy for Lin Fei to deal with Tianji Hall alone. There were originally dozens of people in the group. As they walked, more and more people joined in. They were all disciples of families who could not stand the sight of Lin Fei. There were too few opportunities to beat up the other party. By the time the people from Tianji Hall arrived at the front of Emperor's Peak, it was packed with thousands of people. Most of them were here to join in the fun. In the sky, there were talents who were activating their treasures. They wanted to see how Lin Fei would deal with this crisis. Lin Fei, come out! Lin Fei, come out! Their voices joined together in a mighty and shocking manner, reverberating in the air above the Capital Institute. Fortunately, they were in the cultivation grounds. If they were outside, the entire capital city would be able to hear the voices of Tianji Hall. That would be interesting. The people from Tianji Hall are really persistent. Hearing the commotion outside, Lin Fei gulped down the tea in his cup and casually tossed it to the side. He stood up unhurriedly and stretched his body. This is earlier than I expected. I wonder what the Academy's upper echelons think of this matter. As the news spread, Lin Fei had asked the system to analyze the trouble they would be in. The internal problems of the college were the top priority for now. Actually, Master, there's no need for you to go out. Let me go out and wipe them out. I guarantee that they'll behave themselves and not dare to say a word. The little fiend stretched its body and revealed its sharp teeth. Lin Fei was speechless. He pointed at the little fiend's body and said, "Save it. Those people won't be able to withstand your attack. They'll become minced meat if you attack them." "Ha ha ha ha, actually, I'm not as violent and cruel as you make me out to be," the little fiend said innocently. Lin Fei immediately exposed the little devil's lie. "No, the people who invaded last time were all turned into minced meat by you. You still have the nerve to say that you weren't? Do you think I'm a 3-year-old? You can't go out today, but when we get to the ancient wasteland world, I'll let you have fun. It's a deal." The little fiend's eyes lit up and it created mini tornadoes around it. They whistled and cut through the air. Outside Emperor Peak, the voices of dissent did not stop. "Looks like that Lin Fei won't dare to come out. Hee, this isn't the Avengers. This is Imperial College. Even if the experts from the Avengers come to cause trouble, they'll have to ask the Emperor if he'll allow it. I heard that Lin Fei's cultivation level isn't high." "Of course not. I think he's only at his second job transition." Although everyone was shocked by Lin Fei's identity, no one in the college was afraid of Lin Fei. Ji Xinglin's lips curled up as he was surrounded by the crowd. "Lin Fei, don't disappoint me." The formation on Emperor Peak was very powerful. Ji Xinglin knew that he would not force his way in. He believed that Lin Fei would definitely come out. Based on his analysis, Lin Fei was not the kind of person who would hide. Others might be shocked by Lin Fei's identity and background, but Ji Xinglin had nothing to fear. In his eyes, Lin Fei was a treasure. "You have to come out. I've prepared something for you. It's open, it's open. The formation has been removed." "No way, he's really coming out." A voice that was not particularly loud rang out. The clouds above Monarch Peak scattered, and the black-clad Lin Fei walked over unhurriedly. Then, he appeared before everyone's eyes. Chapter 2577. You want to cause trouble? Under everyone's gazes, Lin Fei's words made everyone feel like they had been struck by lightning. Cause trouble? Everyone could not help but be taken aback. What an arrogant tone. Did he not know that he was facing an expert from Tianji Hall? In order to denounce Lin Fei, almost all the experts from Tianji Hall had come. At least, all of them from Capital Institute were here. The prodigies in the sky almost fell from the clouds. Was that a bold statement? Or was it a provocation to everyone? In the depths of the void. "He's still as hot-tempered as before." A senile old man smiled subconsciously. "I wonder how you're going to deal with those elites from Tianji Hall." This old man was the dean of Capital Institute. As for his name, it had almost been forgotten. Basically, everyone called him Dean. After a long time, it had almost become a new name. "Dean, what do you think your chances of Lin Fei winning are?" A middle-aged man stood beside him. If the higher-ups of the institute were to see this, they would definitely be very surprised. This was the current dean, Qiao Qingshan. He was also one of the dean's disciples and looked like an old friend. "You think Lin Fei can't do it?" The dean turned around and looked at Qiao Qingshan with a faint smile. Qiao Qingshan had not been in the academy for a period of time, so he had only just heard of Lin Fei. He was a second transition job, and although his talent was good, his high-profile personality was not to Qiao Qingshan's liking. Qiao Qingshan had rarely seen his teacher think so highly of someone. He even came to see him personally. It was really rare and naturally made Qiao Qingshan feel a little jealous. The dean laughed. He's quite an interesting person. Qiao Qingshan was at a loss. What does that mean? Lin Fei's words immediately caused a commotion. The one who made the noise was naturally a disciple of Tianji Hall. Lin Fei, you're finally willing to come out. You're acting like a man. I thought you would dare to come out. Tell me, what's your relationship with the Avengers? As long as you kneel down and admit your mistake, publicly saying that the Avengers are not as good as Tianji Hall, we will give you a lighter sentence. One by one, the disciples of Tianji Hall made things difficult for Lin Fei. Lin Fei stopped. You guys have a lot of questions. I don't even know which one to answer first. So, I've decided not to answer any of them. You guys can do whatever you want. This is pretty good. Everyone had seen their fair share of willful people. However, it was rare to see someone like Lin Fei. For a time, Lin Fei pulled a lot of hatred. The disciples of the Heavenly Secrets Hall glared angrily at him. He wanted to eat fruits, but he was ignoring them. In the face of Tianji Hall, the most powerful group in Imperial College, no one dared to ignore the existence of Tianji Hall. Rumor has it that Junior Lin Fei has a personality. I didn't believe it at first, but now I've seen it for myself. You're the first person who dares to ignore Tianji Hall in Imperial College. Ji Xinglin looked at Lin Fei and shot him a cold glare. You're really courageous. Very courageous. However, you've also offended all the disciples of Tianji Hall. This proves that you're related to the Avengers. I wonder if I'm right. Lin Fei was not very interested in the disciples of Tianji Hall in Imperial College. Even though this heavenly son of heaven, Ji Xinglin, was a seventh-job professional with considerable strength and was worthy of being called a heavenly son of heaven, he was still quite weak in Lin Fei's eyes. This is a smart person. He stood on the opposite side from the start and won everyone's support. He's quite scheming. Lin Fei thought to himself. He had learned a lot. Not a bad speech. I still stand by my words. Whether I'm from the Avengers or not, it's up to you to guess. Lin Fei said with a smile. Of course, you can ask me in another way. For example, defeat me personally. Maybe I'll tell you the truth. These words once again provoked the disciples of Tianji Hall. Even Ji Xinglin realized that Lin Fei was making fun of them. He did not care about the disciples of Tianji Hall at all. No one could withstand such a careless provocation. So Junior Lin Fei doesn't want to reveal anything. Ji Xinglin stared at Lin Fei. You should know that this is not your turf. This is Imperial College. Lin Fei laughed out loud. Since you know what kind of place this is, do you think that I will be afraid just because you brought a large group of people here? I only wanted to see what kind of tricks you guys have up your sleeves. It's just that from the looks of it, your actions are extremely childish. Or could it be that you guys are planning to swarm me? Then you've made up your mind. Ji Xinglin suppressed his anger. You're going to make an enemy of Tianji Hall. Now, regardless of whether the other party was the Avengers or not, Ji Xinglin had subconsciously classified him as one of them. If he retreated today, the influence they had painstakingly built up in Imperial College would suffer a huge blow. When the news got out, Lin Fei was also full of anger. Now that the people of Tianji Hall had come knocking on his door, he had to be prepared to be the punching bag. He even knew that several powerful auras in the air were watching him. They were definitely the higher-ups of the college. Even if Lin Fei did not explain this matter, those people would definitely link it to the Avengers. Now that they had finally found a breakthrough, as long as they were not fools, they would make use of Lin Fei. As for why so many people had come, A portion of them were disciples of the various clans. They were unwilling to accept Lin Fei's defeat. As for the rest, they had come to observe Lin Fei and interact with him at close range. Ha ha ha, so what if I really become your enemy? Lin Fei flicked his long hair and stood with his hands behind his back. Today I'll say it here. As long as any of you can injure me, I'll tell you everything I know. Let's see who has the ability. I wonder if anyone is interested in trying. Lin Fei, you're too arrogant. You're just a junior who's a few years younger than us. A family disciple in the distance couldn't help but mock Lin Fei. Then come up. Lin Fei hooked his finger at the other party. I'll stand here. You can try and see if you can do it or not. Damn it. That family disciple didn't like Lin Fei to begin with, especially after knowing the background of the Avengers. No, because it was a meteoric rise, he felt even more uncomfortable. Eat my fist. Lightning fist. That person soared into the sky. Lightning flashed and thunder rumbled. A beam of light shot out, leaving behind a thunderous roar in everyone's ears, followed by tinnitus. He is the son of lightning, Ben Lei. Suddenly, someone shouted. Chapter 2578. The person who had rushed out was immediately recognized. The crowd was in an uproar. This person, who was surrounded by lightning, was quite famous. He was one of the best among the geniuses. Known as the Son of Thunder, Ben Lei was ridiculously strong and had mastered a lightning-related vocation. Thunder had always been known as the most destructive existence. When Ben Lei's fist struck out, lightning bolts tore through the void. When it landed in the ears of the crowd, it was a deafening sound. It was a terrifying punch. It could destroy everything. Everyone looked in Lin Fei's direction. That area was engulfed by the lightning released by the punch. The Son of Thunder stood amidst the roaring lightning, looking exceptionally holy. He's not dodging. Is he going to use his body to resist the power of thunder? He's crazy. How strong is his body? What a fool! The disciples of Tianji Hall were about to witness Lin Fei's body being torn apart by the power of thunder. They might not be able to deal with the Avengers, but they could still deal with Lin Fei. Even if they killed him, the higher-ups of the Capital Institute would not make things difficult for them. Clatter, clatter! The power of thunder tore through the air. Ben Lei's punch tore through the air and landed heavily on Lin Fei. The terrifying power tore through the air, causing the entire space to tremble. Quite a scene. It's a pity that your power of thunder has not reached the level where it can destroy everything. With a wave of his hand, Lin Fei shattered the power of thunder around him and appeared in front of everyone unscathed. Thunderstorm. The thunder raged, and the world immediately darkened. Large amounts of thunder roared and surged. Come, come, I'll take it. His body had reached the terrifying early stage of the 8th rank. Lin Fei did not care about such attack. Unless his opponent was a top fighter of the 9th profession transition level. How can his body be so strong? Ji Xinglin had a rare look of seriousness on his face. With his strength, he could see with his own eyes that the thunderbolts that could tear apart bodies were bounced off when they landed on the other party's body. There was no effect at all. To have such a body, he has to be at least a 6th order or even 7th order. Could it be that the Avengers have poured all their resources into Lin Fei? How many resources would that be? Ji Xinglin was starting to feel envious. He realized that the operation against Lin Fei today was probably going to fail. With such a strong physique, even if he just stood there and didn't move, they wouldn't be able to defeat him. Once this thought came to his mind, he could no longer suppress it. To the others, Lin Fei's performance was enough to shock all the seniors and juniors present. They stared dumbfoundedly at the whistling lightning that came crashing down one after another. Lin Fei, this year's newcomer king, seemed to be bathing in the lightning, completely unharmed. Just a little bit more, just a little bit more, it's still a long way off. Running Thunder's rage points instantly dropped to the ground. I don't believe it. Rushing Thunder soared into the sky, and after a flash of lightning, he arrived in front of Lin Fei. He grabbed out with one hand and a lightning sword appeared. A resplendent light erupted from the body of the sword, and it slashed at Lin Fei's left arm. With a loud "kacha" sound, the lightning sword was shaken off. Again, Running Thunder was unwilling to give up. He had always been cultivating in seclusion, and he believed that he had mastered the power of thunderbolts to the extreme. He had come back from seclusion to defeat the geniuses of the Capital Institute. The only thing he hadn't expected was that before he met the geniuses, he would first encounter a powerful opponent who could easily deflect his thunderbolts. Running Thunder was unwilling to give up just like that. A terrifying power was unleashed from Running Thunder's hands. The crowd could only see a flash of lightning in the sky. They couldn't see Running Thunder's figure at all, except for a limited number of people. In the depths of the void, Teacher, his fleshly body, Qiao Qingshan was rather surprised. His expression was rich with surprise and a hint of bewilderment. This is the level that only a 7th or 8th level body can have. How old is he? The old dean smiled happily. I've already said, this kid is a rather interesting person. Qiao Qingshan laughed bitterly. Teacher, you're still the sharpest. That kid Running Thunder's ability isn't bad, but it's a pity that he's met a powerful opponent. This kid is indeed a monster. He hides his strength well. However, as a student of the Institute, the more outstanding his performance, the better it is for our institute. The old dean continued to smile. Qiao Qingshan looked at the flash of lightning in the distance and the figure within it. The people from Tianji Hall are destined to have worked for nothing. However, this is also good. With someone suppressing Tianji Hall, at least we can suppress their arrogance a little. As the dean of the Capital Institute, Qiao Qingshan really didn't like the disciples of Tianji Hall. Because of their formidable background, they banded together and acted arrogantly in the Capital Institute. He could only turn a blind eye and tolerate them. The stronger Lin Fei's performance was, the happier Qiao Qingshan was. From the information he had gathered, this Lin Fei was a rather reliable person. At the very least, he wasn't arrogant or overbearing in his actions. Up until now, he hadn't gotten close to any of the group. Running Thunder, I admit defeat, the old dean suddenly said. In the sky below, the lightning dissipated, but the destructive power of lightning still pervaded the air. Your body is very strong. Up until now, I haven't been able to break your body. I want to know what level your body is at. Running Thunder stopped. Even though he was unwilling, he knew that the other party's body was too strong. He couldn't tear it apart at all. After a round of attacks, Che Tua gave up on the idea of fighting. At the very least, he couldn't right now. Running Thunder taking the initiative to admit defeat caused everyone present to suck in a breath of cold air. The power of lightning was known for its destructive power, but in front of Lin Fei, he still lost. And this was under the premise that the other party didn't retaliate. You can be unwilling, but if you can't injure Lin Fei, the other party was in an invincible position. Early stage of the 8th level. Lin Fei didn't hide it. Early stage of the 8th level, I didn't lose unjustly. Running Thunder had long expected this. Hearing Lin Fei's words, his heart still trembled. He felt that his own abilities weren't bad. Up until now, relying on the power of lightning, he had already tempered his body to the 6th level. Compared to the other party, the gap was huge. However, I won't give up. In the future, you will be the target I want to defeat. Anytime. Lin Fei was very clear that if Running Thunder didn't have a fortuitous encounter, he would never be able to break his body in this lifetime. He might even fail himself. Running Thunder turned and left, transforming into a beam of light and vanishing without a trace. Lin Fei's gaze turned to Ji Shenglin. He's gone. Your Tianji Hall doesn't intend to come up and try? I heard that you're the strongest one from Tianji Hall here. You have to be a role model. Lin Fei looked at Ji Xinglin with a smile that wasn't a smile. Ji Xinglin's scalp went numb from being looked at. Until now, those few words still echoed in his mind. How can he have a Tier 8 physical body? I'm only at the 5th level right now, and I've already expended a large amount of resources. The more Ji Xinglin thought, the angrier he got. Senior apprentice brother Ji, go up and get him. Who's afraid of who? The Tianji Hall disciples at the back egged Ji Xinglin on. They really couldn't watch on anymore. Chapter 2579. From the start, Ji Xinglin had indeed felt that he had defeated Lin Fei. Whether in terms of cultivation realm or physical body, he had completely crushed the other party, and used this to make a great contribution to Tianji Hall. Lin Fei's early-stage 8th level physical body was like a huge mountain pressing down, pressuring Ji Xinglin to the point that he could not breathe. Who was Ben Lei? That was the power of thunder that controlled destruction, and was still unable to break through an early-stage 8th level physical body. If he went up, wouldn't it be the same? In terms of strength, he and Ben Lei were about the same, and even he could not do it, let alone himself. Lin Fei's blatant act of looking down on the Heavenly Secrets Hall had undoubtedly provoked the disciples of the Heavenly Secrets Hall. Ji Xinglin laughed bitterly in his heart. This was really lifting a rock and smashing it on his own feet. He had bitterness that he could not speak of. Lin Fei, you only rely on your early-stage 8th level physical body. Other than this, what other abilities do you have? Ji Xinglin raised his hand, suppressing the voices behind him. Lin Fei was very disappointed in Tianji Hall. Ben Lei's defeat had caused them to lose their morale. Abilities, I have plenty. Lin Fei laughed. Originally, it would have been fine if you didn't come, but now that you came, you don't dare to make a move. It really makes me look down on you. So, I've decided to teach you a deep lesson, lest you think that you are infallible and think that just because you are from Tianji Hall, you can be unbridled. Ji Xinglin secretly raised his guard and laughed out loud. Your cultivation realm is not high. If not for your strong physical body, any disciple of our Tianji Hall can easily defeat you. I really want to know, what other abilities do you have? Our Tianji Hall will take you on. If it was one-on-one, Ji Xinglin did not have the confidence. A rank 8 physical body, even if it was the early stage, in the ancient desolation great world, it was a level that many people could not achieve in their entire lives. Then I will do as you wish. Lin Fei could not be bothered to continue speaking against them. He really could not muster up any thoughts. Grand formation, banish. Lin Fei let out a low growl as he pointed his hand at Ji Xinglin. He raised his hand, spread his fingers, and clenched his fist. Then, a shocking scene unfolded. The space around Ji Xinglin collapsed, forming a huge black hole. Let's go. The first to react was Ji Xinglin. A bad feeling rose in his heart. The space beneath him collapsed, and a black hole formed. Before he could react, a huge suction force enveloped him, and he was sucked into the black hole. Damn it, how could I forget that Lin Fei knows how to set up formations? He's too cunning. Ji Xinglin's voice was drowned out. As a result, everyone saw the following scene. The members of Tianji Hall, including the academy students who tried to take advantage of the situation, were swallowed by the black hole and disappeared completely. Is this a formation? It's too scary. Where did they go? Fool, didn't you hear that it's banishment? They must have been sent to some damn place. If they're lucky, they can still return. If they're unlucky, they might encounter danger. They can't be banished to the ancient wilderness great world, right? Everyone looked at each other. From Ji Xinglin's last words, they remembered something. Lin Fei's realm was not high, but he knew a powerful formation. That was clearly the power of an array formation. In one go, he had banished hundreds of people, or even close to 1,000. Finally, it's quiet. Lin Fei clapped his hands. He had gained a lot. Although banishing these people at once had consumed a large amount of energy, he did not feel the pinch at all. Although it would not cause any trouble for them, they would definitely be in a bad mood. That was because Lin Fei himself did not know where the array formation had banished them. If they were lucky, they would suffer less. If they were not lucky, it would depend on their luck. Lin Fei felt that they were definitely unlucky. At the same time, on a desolate star field, a large group of people were teleported out. All of them looked very disheveled as they sized up the desolate environment around them. Lin Fei, you bastard! Ji Xinglin could no longer control himself and roared at the sky. He could not sense the aura of the treasures he had left in the academy, which was enough to prove that they had come to a very desolate place. Ji Xinglin roared, and so did the others, especially when they knew that they were in a desolate star field without any markings. Woo 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 woo! Suddenly, a ghostly wail and wolf howl came from afar, causing everyone to tremble in fear. They subconsciously looked over and saw a large dark cloud covering the sky. Oh no, that's not a dark cloud. It's a heaven tiger bee, one of the 10 special star beasts. Everyone, run! Ji Xinglin's eyes suddenly widened, and his breathing became rapid. After saying that, he fled into the distance. Lin Fei, you've caused our deaths. Run! Damn, that's a heaven tiger bee. Lin Fei did not know that they were unlucky enough to encounter a special star beast. Moreover, it was a group of heaven tiger bees, a very domineering special creature. Now you still want to come up and try? Lin Fei swept his gaze across the crowd. Those who met Lin Fei's gaze all lowered their heads, not daring to look at him. The rest of the people were mostly here to watch the show. They had no grudges with Lin Fei. Go up and spar? Who would have the leisure to do that? Didn't they see that Ji Xinglin and the others from Tianji Hall were in trouble? So there's no more. Lin Fei revealed his white teeth. Then why are you guys still standing here? Go and do what you need to do. It's very interesting to stay here. Swish. Everyone dispersed. They did not want to be banished. The consequences were terrifying. Lin Fei was very satisfied with his own words. If you don't show some of your strength, you guys will show off. Teacher, he actually knows array formations. Even I can sense how he set them up. Is he an array formation grandmaster? Qiao Qingshan revealed a rare trace of emotion. An early-stage 8th grade physical body was already very heaven-defying. He did not expect that he actually knew how to set up array formations. That's why I said that this kid is very interested. The old dean was used to it. However, this time, his move is a little too big. If he banishes them all at once, there might be casualties among Tianji Hall's disciples. Qiao Qingshan's face sank. Then I'll hurry over to prevent too many casualties. The old dean shook his head. No rush. This old man has already left an imprint on Ji Xinglin's body. You just have to follow the imprint to find him later. Don't you think that we should go and meet this Lin Fei? He has caused quite a big trouble. Qiao Qingshan did not recognize this teacher of his. It sounded like there was a hidden meaning in his words. Qiao Qingshan rarely saw his teacher in such a relaxed mood. Chapter 2580. Imperial College. Everyone had fled after Lin Fei's attack. The banishment array was far more terrifying than they had imagined. No one dared to stay and be the unlucky ones. Only a few people are left now. Lin Fei smiled when he returned to Emperor Peak. Even the big clans would not dare to barge into the Capital Institute, especially since they had a working relationship with the Avengers. No one would be so foolish as to cause trouble. In Lin Fei's eyes, he had to deal with the royal family. Someone's here. When Ol Amos and Qiao Qingshan got close to Emperor Peak, Lin Fei received a system notification to open the array. Welcome to my humble abode, presidents. Lin Fei greeted them with a smile. Ol Amos was also smiling. You're quite something. You knew as soon as we arrived. You must have set up an array around here. Lin Fei chuckled and said, It's just a senseless piece of work that can't be displayed in public. Qiao Qingshan was shocked. Both of them were experts. They had come without a sound, but Lin Fei had found out immediately. It was not easy. He was getting more and more curious about Lin Fei. If word got out, those array grandmasters would be crying for their mommy and daddy. Amos cracked a joke, which was rare. Presidents, it's rare for you to visit. Let's have a seat inside. I have some good stuff here. Let's have a taste. Lin Fei was not nervous at all in front of the new and old presidents. In a pavilion on the Emperor Peak, the faint aroma of tea permeated the air. One sniff would make one feel refreshed and lightheaded. Great tea. It's an immortal tea. Amos squinted and looked intoxicated. When he opened his eyes, he was full of praises. I wonder where you got this. I'm also an expert in the way of tea. I've never heard of this tea before. It's a rare thing. Lin Fei chuckled. If you like it, you can bring some back later. Anyway, it's not suitable for me. It's too wasteful. That's very kind of you, kid. Amos did not reject it and accepted it with a smile. Qiao Qingshan was also surprised. The old dean rarely accepted gifts, which meant that he admired Lin Fei a lot. Lin Fei poured a cup of tea for the two of them. May I know why the two of you are here to look for me? Qiao Qingshan finally found a chance to speak. He said in a low voice, Lin Fei, don't you think you've made a big mistake today? They're all from Tianji Hall. Aren't you afraid that something will happen to them? If anything happens, not even Imperial College will be able to protect you. Lin Fei was indeed very surprised to see the two new and old deans. The old dean was very influential in the Capital Institute. Countless powerful cultivators had studied under him. As time went by, everyone forgot his name and just called him Old Dean. That was not something that ordinary people could do. Lin Fei said innocently, Dean Xiao, it's not that I want to mess with them, but I really don't have any tricks up my sleeves. I can't just let them swarm me and beat me up. Qiao Qingshan had finally witnessed Lin Fei's glib tongue. You're talking nonsense. No one can break your defense with your early-stage 8th-rank body. Principal Qiao, haven't you heard of the saying, there is strength in numbers? What if I can't hold on? What if they have some kind of treasure in their hands? In order to prevent any danger from arising, I believe that they will enjoy this trip very much. Furthermore, it will be a free trip. Qiao Qingshan realized that he could not win against Lin Fei in an argument. Lin Fei's glib tongue was indeed impressive. With just a few words, he was able to put himself in a good position. Ji Xinglin and the others from Tianji Hall had lost for no reason. Qingshan, what do you think? This kid is quite interesting, just like how he was when he became the newcomer king. The old dean smiled. To him, Lin Fei was someone who did not lose his edge, but at the same time, he knew how to keep a low profile. The Heavenly Secrets Hall had underestimated Lin Fei and suffered a great loss in the end. Old Dean, you have a good eye. I admit that I'm not as good as you. Qiao Qingshan admitted his inadequacies. Lin Fei had to deal with the old dean now. As for Qiao Qingshan, he did not care much about him. In the entire Capital Institute, the old dean was the one who had the right to speak. Although he had not been in charge for a long time, he could see everything clearly. Now that the old dean was here, Lin Fei did not dare to let his guard down. Xiao Lin, do you mind if I call you that? The old dean smiled. I don't mind. In terms of seniority, I'm still your junior. I'm more than happy that you call me Xiao Lin. Lin Fei could tell that the old dean was sincere. He did not treat him like a child. This was an old dean who deserved respect. I just want to know why you're here. The old dean looked at Lin Fei with a smile. Lin Fei had expected the old dean to ask this question. The meaning behind it was obvious. Old Dean, I'm actually here to learn and broaden my horizons. I don't know if you're satisfied with my answer. As you can see, I'm not the kind of person who would cause trouble. Everything happened because of fate, and I didn't want to do that. Lin Fei said with a serious expression. You're quite slippery, but I like your character. The old dean laughed. I wonder if our institute can cooperate with the Revenge Chamber of Commerce? Lin Fei smiled inwardly. That's what you really want to say. Lin Fei did not think that the two new and old deans were here just to ask him a few questions. They were here for the Revenge Chamber of Commerce. Qiao Qingshan's expression also became much more solemn. The dazzling appearance of the Revenge Chamber of Commerce had brought about a technological storm. The most obvious example was that the Demon God Empire, which had been suppressed for a long time, had a great increase in its combat power with the help of technological weapons. There were constant battles at the borders of the Star Sector. As the cradle of talents, the Capital Institute was also aware of the impact of the technological storm. This was just the beginning. As time passed, the technological storm would affect everyone. After knowing that Lin Fei was from the Avengers, the two new and old deans had their own ideas. Lin Fei poured himself a cup of fragrant tea and said unhurriedly, "Since you're here with sincerity, I'll be frank. I'm indeed a special envoy of the Avengers, a liaison. The deal you mentioned is not impossible. I just don't know what benefits I can get from it and what benefits the Avengers behind me can get." Lin Fei admitted it readily in front of the two deans. He did not mince words. He was straightforward and confident. Chapter 2581. Lin Fei admitted it without hesitation. Once word got out, someone would definitely notice some clues. Even if he wanted to hide it, he might not be able to do so for long. Everyone would find out sooner or later. There was no need for Lin Fei to be secretive in front of the new and old directors. This was Emperor Peak Lin Fei's territory. Even if the two directors had any ideas, they would not be able to do so here. The concealment formations were enough to make them lose a layer of skin. Lin Fei was very confident about this. "Xiao Lin, you're really a straightforward person. You're very straightforward. This old man likes your personality." The old director was a little surprised by Lin Fei's admission. "Since you've said it, we'll be straightforward too. If we work together, no one will be able to do anything to you in the Capital College. This is my guarantee. If you're willing, you can even set up a branch of the Revenge Chamber of Commerce in the Capital College." Qiao Qingshan was stunned. This was different from what he had said previously. Everyone understood the meaning of this sentence. The Capital College was backing up Lin Fei. What if the Emperor comes? Lin Fei's lips curled up as he asked the dean. "My words are as good as gold. As long as you're in the college, no one will be able to do anything." The old director's voice was sonorous and powerful like an alarm clock. Lin Fei stretched out his hand. "Let's work well together." The old director was stunned. Understanding what he meant, he stretched out his hand as well. "Let's work well together. Old director, if we do this, will it?" Qiao Qingshan was still concerned about certain aspects. For example, the royal family. After all, the Capital College was founded by the Emperor in his previous life. Amos had a calm expression on his face. "You don't understand. Even if the great Emperor finds out, he'll still allow us to do it. The storm of technology. No one can stop it. If we don't hurry up and prepare now, we'll fall behind in the future." Qiao Qingshan was deep in thought. "We're on an expedition to the Empire. Those big clans won't dare to act recklessly. We don't need to do anything. Moreover, that brat is very cunning. He won't let himself get hurt so easily. We don't need to worry about him." Qiao Qingshan could tell that this Lin Fei was very cunning. The people from Tianji Hall came aggressively, but in the end, they were still defeated by Lin Fei. This old headmaster is very resourceful. If he can set up a Revenge Chamber of Commerce in the Capital Institute, the influence of the institute will be great. After sending off the two deans, Lin Fei drank 3 cups of fragrant tea in a row. The old dean's words meant that Lin Fei did not have to worry about anything in the Capital Institute. The next time someone from Tianji Hall came to make trouble, he would not have to worry about it. Lin Fei didn't care who he sold his technological weapons to. The Capital Institute definitely wanted to have a better foothold in the ancient wilderness world. Naturally, they needed technological weapons. Of course, it was inevitable that some of them would lean towards the royal family. Lin Fei did not care. It was all the same. Now that he had benefited and could develop, why not? Originally, Lin Fei wanted to set up a branch of the Revenge Chamber of Commerce in another place. Now, it seemed that there was no place more suitable than the Capital Institute. The old dean had said that he could open up an area to set up the Revenge Chamber of Commerce. Just because of the name of the Capital Institute, there was an invisible form of protection. Now, all that's left is the royal family. On the side of the royal family, the eldest prince, Fan Qingyuan, was the first to receive the news. Those idiots from Tianji Hall. They knew that Lin Fei knew arrays, but they still went to their deaths. In the end, it was all for nothing. Fan Qingyuan had participated in the grand auction of the Revenge Chamber of Commerce. With the contributions he had made at the auction, he was in charge of a new technological army. He was more eager than anyone else to get on the good side of the Avengers. Now the opportunity had come, and it lay with Lin Fei. Over the past few days, Fan Qingyuan had been looking through Lin Fei's information. The more he read, the more he felt that something was amiss. Lin Fei's background was very mysterious, and it seemed that he really had connections with the Avengers. I'm going to make a trip to the Capital Institute and have a good chat with Junior Lin Fei. A glint flashed across Fan Qingyuan's eyes. It's a pity that I haven't been able to find Lin Fei's weakness yet. In Fan Qingyuan's opinion, to deal with a person, it was either money, a woman's beauty, or power. There were no more than these three methods. He could not see any of these on Lin Fei. It seemed that he had been keeping a low profile. The array on Emperor Peak was dense, and almost no one knew what he was doing. In a mansion in the suburbs, Qin Lan charged in with a menacing aura, sending the few people who tried to stop him flying. They went all the way to the back garden and stood in front of a pavilion. Stop right there. As soon as Qin Lan charged in, 7 or 8 men in black stood in front of her with weapons in hand, blocking her way. Scram if you don't want to die. Qin Lan was in a bad mood and her face was frosty. Not long ago, she had finally found the mastermind. It was one of the 3 Saintess candidates, the Snake Demoness. Qin Lan found the Snake Demoness hiding place in a rage and attacked her in public, demanding an explanation from the Snake Demoness. My good sister, what wind blew you here? Look at your anger. A faint voice came from the pavilion. You can all leave now. Otherwise, Sister Qin Lan might really kill you. Swoosh. Everyone retreated. There was a large bed in the middle of the pavilion. The Snake Demoness with green eyes was lying on her side, revealing her slender curves. She exuded an exotic charm. I'm not your good sister. Let me ask you, were you the one who spread the news that Lin Fei is a member of the Avengers? Qin Lan believed in her judgment. Although she was now one of the 3 Saintess candidates, the competition was still very fierce. It was normal for the Snake Demoness to drag her down. Ah, such important news. Why didn't I know about it? The Snake Demoness was surprised and looked ignorant. However, I have to thank Sister Qin Lan for telling me such important news. It turns out that Lin Fei is a member of the Avengers. I remember that he is from the Capital Institute. Qin Lan said angrily. Snake Demoness, stop pretending. No one else could do this except you. Otherwise, how can you explain that you would come here for no reason? Aren't you afraid that the experts of the Expeditionary Empire will find out and capture you to be someone's exclusive slave? The Snake Demoness giggled. I really don't know what you're talking about. I came here for a mission. As for what the mission is, it's a secret. You should know, so it's not convenient for me to say more. Qin Lan didn't believe the Snake Demoness. The Snake Demoness was famous for being cunning and fickle. They were very good at disguising. Snake Witch, you know very well that you can hide what you've done from everyone, but you can't hide it from me. I'm sure it's you, So you're the mastermind behind the scenes. Qin Lan said coldly, I'll remember this debt. The snake demoness said weakly, I really didn't do this. Chapter 2582. As soon as the two saints-in-waiting exchanged blows, the luxurious mansion in the suburbs immediately suffered a huge impact. Qin Lan wanted to vent her anger on the snake demoness. If it wasn't for the fact that this was human territory, she wouldn't have held back at all. She would have gone all out and ruthlessly dealt with the snake demoness. Even so, the battle between the two saintesses was still quite shocking. In the end, the battle ended in a draw. Everyone had their own considerations and had held back. I won't let this go just like that. I'll settle this score sooner or later. Qin Lan turned around and left without looking at the snake witch, who looked a little disheveled. Sister Qin Lan, I won't see you out. The snake witch's clothes were a little disheveled, but she smiled beautifully until Qin Lan disappeared. Her expression turned cold. Qin Lan, so what if you know? The news has already spread. You must be very anxious without this thigh, ha ha. For the snake witch, there was nothing more satisfying than this. I have to find a time to meet this Lin Fei. If I can snatch him from Qin Lan, it might be even better. Qin Lan's expression will definitely be very pleasant then. The serpent witch giggled. Back at Imperial College, Qin Lan immediately heard about Tianji Hall's attack on Lin Fei. A bunch of idiots. Ever since she had made the deal with Lin Fei, Qin Lan had been studying Lin Fei. She discovered that Lin Fei's body was shrouded in a mysterious aura. The people from Tianji Hall would definitely not have a good ending if they went looking for trouble with Lin Fei. After some hesitation, Qin Lan still went in the direction of the Emperor Peak. This matter had started because of her. She had to go and explain it. She hated the snake witch to death. A good situation had been ruined, just like that. Have you thought it through? Qin Lan did not wait outside for long. She entered the Emperor Peak and saw a very leisurely Lin Fei. I'm here to apologize. Qin Lan did not think that this matter could be hidden from Lin Fei. Up until now, everyone's understanding of the Avengers was limited to a very small range. It could be seen how well they kept their secret. It was just a small matter, and he only needed to say a word to settle it. Since the other party was so relaxed, it was clear that he did not take this matter to heart. Apologize? That's not the style of senior sister. Lin Fei was a little curious. Qin Lan seemed to have changed today. She was different from usual. Are you mistaken? Keep pretending, keep pretending. Qin Lan felt that Lin Fei must have known that the people of the Demon God Empire were making a move, and was intentionally waiting for her to express her opinion. However, she couldn't bring herself to be angry. This matter was on their side, regardless of who it was. We, the Demon God Empire, were the ones who leaked the news that Junior Brother is a member of the Avengers. I sincerely apologize for this. Please forgive us. Qin Lan bit her lip lightly. To be honest, at the beginning, Lin Fei was quite angry. This was all caused by that bastard. Later, Lin Fei figured it out. This matter could not be hidden. Everyone would find out sooner or later. In this critical period, with the protection of the Avengers, it was enough to threaten those with ulterior motives. At the same time, it could attract some firepower. After Lin Fei figured it out, he did not care anymore. Your Demon God Empire is quite daring. Are you saying that I should report this to my superiors, or? Lin Fei subconsciously showed a hint of anger. Although Lin Fei had figured it out, he was still very concerned. Qin Lan was afraid that if Lin Fei reported it, it would mean that the Demon God Empire had entered the sights of the Avengers. If they were destroyed like Tianji City, that was not what she wanted. No! Qin Lan blurted out. At this time, Qin Lan was in the wrong. However, she realized one thing. It was not that she could not report this matter. She would never expect that the person controlling the people of the Avengers was Lin Fei. Lin Fei laughed in his heart. I finally get to see you suffer a setback. It's not easy. In Lin Fei's eyes, Lan had always been a strong woman. Especially recently, her aura was getting stronger and stronger. Even a fool could tell that Lan's influence among the Saintess candidates was growing. I was having a good time working with senior sister. However, the demon god empire is too unscrupulous. After working together, you exposed me. Tell me, am I not hurt? I've decided to report this matter and blacklist the demon god empire. I'll never work with you again, Lin Fei said with a straight face. At this moment, Lan was really panicking. Although she did not know Lin Fei's exact position in the Avengers, the fact that he was able to host several major transactions showed that his position was not low. He might even have the support of the upper echelons. If this matter were to spread, the upper echelons of the Avengers would be furious. The Demon God Empire might really be blacklisted. Without the supply of technological weapons, the morale of the army, which had been working so hard to build up, would return to its original state. They would be suppressed by the human race again. As time went by, the human army might tear apart the defense line of the empire and attack the hinterland. At that time, the huge empire would collapse and there would be no more demon god empire. Lan immediately suppressed this terrifying thought. Her back was drenched in cold sweat. Junior brother, please don't report it. I'm willing to atone for the empire. I'll agree to whatever you want me to do. Lan decided to go all out. She had to make Lin Fei give up this idea no matter what. Seeing Lan wavering, Lin Fei's lips curled up slightly. Senior sister, are you sure you want to do anything for me? You're not fooling me, are you? I'm a woman of my word. I've always been a woman of my word. Lan secretly heaved a sigh of relief when she saw the change in Lin Fei's expression. I'm not afraid that you won't be moved. I'm afraid that you won't be moved. Lan had a lot of confidence in her looks. Within the Capital Institute, there was a long line of geniuses circling around her. She only needed to say the word and it would be over. Lin Fei had not expected Lan to be so resolute. It made sense. The Demon God Empire had finally changed the unchanging war situation with their technological weapons. If they lost the opportunity to cooperate with the Avengers, the Demon God Empire would be pushed back. Senior sister Lan is indeed from the Demon God Empire. She's willing to put down her pride and build a long-term relationship with me. Lin Fei was deep in thought. That depends on whether you can do it or not. Lin Fei suddenly smiled. I heard that you're good at dancing. Why don't you dance and let me broaden my horizons? Men are all the same. Lan secretly despised him. She put on a tactful expression. Junior brother, do you really want me to dance for you? Of course. Chapter 2583. From that day onwards, Lan moved into the Emperor's Peak temporarily. According to Lin Fei, she would let this matter go when she was in a good mood. Lin Fei's words nearly infuriated Lan. In the end, she endured it and stayed on Monarch Peak to think of a way to calm Lin Fei down. Lan's resentment towards the snake, which deepened every day she stayed on the Emperor's Peak. She wouldn't have stayed on the Emperor's Peak if she hadn't spread the news. Dancing, pouring tea, and serving water. These became a part of her daily life. Lan had never served anyone in her life. Lin Fei, on the other hand, had broken that rule. In the beginning, she was still a little resistant, but as a few days passed, the shame in her heart slowly disappeared. She could observe Lin Fei up close every day. The snake which was here. He did not know what method the snake Demoness had used to openly enter the Capital Institute and arrive at the foot of Emperor Peak unhurriedly. The snake Demoness had changed into a tight-fitting black dress that wrapped around her perfect figure. Her curves were everywhere, and her curves were everywhere. She was extremely alluring. Many people were staring at her when she came in from the outside. When they saw the black-clothed, tight-fitting beauty outside the Monarch Peak, they immediately gave up on the idea and vanished in a flash. A few days had passed, but the people from Tianji Hall hadn't returned. It was a reminder. I don't think I know her. Lin Fei saw the snake witch standing outside through the system, but he couldn't remember her. Someone's here. Go and handle it. Since that day, some good-looking beauties had arrived outside the Emperor's Peak. Lin Fei didn't have to think to know that it was a honey trap. Unfortunately, he wasn't interested in it for the time being. Now that there was a beauty outside, Lin Fei asked Qinlan to handle it. All right. Qinlan was used to Lin Fei's orders. She was good except that she wouldn't do anything. Lin Fei reclined on a chair, his entire body exuding a lazy aura. Honey trap again. Don't they feel bored? Lin Fei was speechless. Couldn't they change their way of doing things? Snake Witch stood outside the Emperor's Peak. She was very confident in her own beauty. She had even prepared a special method for it. As long as she could see Lin Fei once, she would have plenty of ways to do so. He's here. With a whoosh, a path opened up in the huge formation. Although the Snake Witch really wanted to go in, she still suppressed it. She had received information about the Emperor Peak's array formation. The array formations here were one after another, and they were all interconnected. The Snake Witch was not confident that she could come out alive if she barged in at this time. You can go now. Qinlan walked out and said coldly. Ever since Qinlan was at the Monarch Peak, Lin Fei had been used as a shield. Qinlan was speechless. What was going on in his head? It's you. The Snake Witch found the voice familiar. She looked up and her expression changed. The smile on her face froze. I was wondering who it was. It's you. Qinlan recognized the Snake Witch at first glance. She was also a Saintess candidate. She was very familiar with the aura on her. Snake Witch, you're really not bad. You actually managed to sneak in. You're quite bold. Why are you on the Emperor's Peak? It shouldn't be. The Snake Witch couldn't figure it out. Ever since Qinlan left that day, the Snake Witch didn't arrange for anyone to keep an eye on him. Qinlan definitely wouldn't tell anyone about it. However, the current situation wasn't right. Back then, the Snake Witch released the news to make Lin Fei suspect that it was Qinlan who leaked it. Then, she could take advantage of the situation and replace Qinlan. Qinlan looked at the uncertain expression on the Snake Witch's face. She smiled happily and puffed out her chest. Why can't I be here? I'm sorry to tell you that you can't go up the Emperor's Peak. You can go back now. Why can't you let me go up? The Snake Witch was exasperated. Whether she could see Lin Fei was related to the next plan. The Snake Witch definitely had to go up the Emperor's Peak. Qinlan was very happy. The more unwilling the Snake Witch was, the more comfortable she felt. Because I'm Lin Fei's woman. Do you think you can still go up the Emperor's Peak? Qinlan threw out a sentence that the Snake Witch couldn't believe. Woman? The Snake Witch took a step back. How can you become Lin Fei's woman? At this moment, the Snake Witch didn't notice that Qinlan's ears were blushing. It happened to be covered by a few strands of hair. Otherwise, the effect of Qinlan's words would be greatly reduced. There's no reason. It's just because I'm prettier than you. How about it? Is that enough? Qinlan said to the Snake Witch in a condescending manner. The Snake Witch was very proud of her beauty. She didn't think she would lose to anyone. Qinlan, you're using your position to take revenge. We're all here for the same goal. Do you have to be so heartless? The Snake Witch's face was cold as she stared at Qinlan. Qinlan shook her head. I'm not using my position to take revenge. Furthermore, do you think it's useful for you to go up? Perhaps he's waiting for you to come. You have to think carefully. The Snake Witch's heart skipped a beat. Could it be that Qinlan, that bitch, told everything to Lin Fei? The Snake Witch was cunning by nature. She was also very vigilant. She immediately became gloomy. Lin Fei's realm wasn't high. No one dared to say that they could suppress him. Who knew what was hidden on the Emperor's Peak? The first prince has arrived. Before the Snake Witch could say anything, a golden chariot came from afar. More than 10 huge wild beasts galloped over, leaving behind a ferocious aura. In an instant, the horrifying evil aura arrived at the foot of the Emperor's Peak. "Oh, it's Sister Qianlan. Why are you here?" Today, Fan Qingyuan had changed into casual clothes. He looked casual and comfortable, but compared to a while ago, his spirit, energy, and spirit had changed a lot. Most importantly, he was confident. "Your Highness, Qianlan is already Lin Fei's woman. If you want to go up the Emperor's Peak, you have to get her permission." The Snake Witch wouldn't miss such a good opportunity. The Snake Witch, who was about to give up on going up, immediately understood that the first prince's goal was similar to hers. He wanted to rope in Lin Fei. The Snake Witch had the thought of going up again. It would be a waste if she didn't make use of such a good opportunity. Fan Qingyuan casually glanced at the Snake Witch. He was rather stunned. "You are." Chapter 2584. Qianlan fiercely glared at the Snake Witch. Originally, she didn't plan to let the Snake Witch in, but now that the first prince is here, Qianlan can't stop him. She doesn't want to expose too much of her relationship with the Snake Witch so as not to attract too much speculation. Fan Qingyuan's eyes flickered. He knows that Qianlan is a beauty. She is also very powerful and her background is also mysterious. The only thing he didn't expect was that Qianlan actually became Lin Fei's woman. Could it be that senior sister got there first? Lin Fei is currently a person that Fan Qingyuan wants to rope in. Before this, he didn't want Lin Fei to be roped in by anyone as it will affect his future plans. "Sister Qianlan, I wonder if Junior Lin Fei is here. I want to pay him a visit." Fan Qingyuan also changed the way he addressed Qianlan. "Let him come up." Just when Qianlan doesn't know how to answer, Lin Fei's voice came into her ears. "Of course you can." Qianlan smiled. "Thank you. Please come in." Qianlan quickly got into character. Fan Qingyuan came down from the war chariot and didn't enter the chariot, giving enough face to Lin Fei. "Snake Witch, you better not act recklessly. Otherwise, I can't guarantee that you won't come down." After Fan Qingyuan went up, Qianlan secretly transmitted her voice to the Snake Witch. "My sister Qianlan, don't worry. I won't act recklessly." The Snake Witch giggled. "I am not someone who doesn't know the rules. The first prince is finally here." The reason why Lin Fei didn't leave is actually because he was waiting for the first prince to arrive. Among them, the one that interests Lin Fei the most is the first prince. As for the other princes, he isn't interested. After all, he has cooperated with the first prince before. The first prince is still as elegant as ever. "The moment you come, my Emperor Peak is honored by your presence." Lin Fei greeted with a smile. "This is one of the big customers. Junior Lin Fei, you really know how to joke." Fan Qingyuan was startled, then he laughed. "Junior brother, on the other hand, you didn't say anything, but the moment you came out, you gave people a fright. This is very easy to scare people." This was Fan Qingyuan's test. A lot of evidence pointed to Lin Fei being a member of the Avengers, and his status was not low either. Fan Qingyuan naturally wanted to test him. The Snake Witch, who was standing beside Qianlan, had a gleam in her eyes. No one knew what she was thinking. Qianlan kept his guard up against the Snake Witch, afraid that she would cause trouble. "Xiaolan, brew a pot of tea. Don't let the first prince just sit there." Qianlan turned around to make tea. The snake demoness kept looking at Qianlan. This little slut, how could she have hooked up with Lin Fei? But so what if you've hooked up with him? This saintess still has her ways. The reason why Qianlan was able to rise to the top was because of Lin Fei. The snake demoness had investigated very clearly. After Qianlan turned around and left, the snake demoness walked over gently. "Junior Lin Fei, I'm Qianlan's friend. I heard that you're this year's newcomer king. I really admire you." She sat down beside Lin Fei without leaving a trace and said gently. Lin Fei glanced at her. She was a very charming beauty with a curvy figure and was rather hot. She looked completely different from Qianlan. "It's nice to meet you, snake demoness." Lin Fei nodded slightly. Fan Qingyuan didn't look at the snake demoness. Even though Lin Fei didn't answer him just now, he still obtained some information. This trip was the right one. As the first prince of the royal family, Fan Qingyuan was very good with words. He had a scholarly aura and exuded a cordial aura, making people involuntarily want to get close to him. The two of them chatted about all sorts of things. The snake demoness was very good with words. She would interject from time to time, making the two of them laugh non-stop. It was the same even after Qin Lan returned. When men and women worked together, work wouldn't be tiring. It was the same even if they were just chatting. Halfway through their conversation, Qin Lan and the snake demoness stood up and left. It could be said that the snake demoness was dragged away, but the snake demoness couldn't resist. Soon, the two of them were left behind. This tea is not bad. I'm in luck today. Fan Qingyuan put down the teacup. If the first prince likes it, you can come often. My Emperor Peak welcomes your highness at any time. When the time comes, we can drink tea and chat. Isn't that great? Lin Fei chuckled. Then I won't stand on ceremony. Fan Qingyuan didn't beat around the bush and directly agreed. Lin Fei was a straightforward person. The first prince was a straightforward person. I wonder what Junior Lin Fei thinks about the future? Suddenly, Fan Qingyuan raised a strange question. Lin Fei smiled in his heart. Is this a test? I think there will be a huge revolution in the future. Those who can't keep up will all be swept into the trash can and become the dust of history. Lin Fei smiled. Those who keep up will have a good future. Fan Qingyuan was very sure that Lin Fei was a member of the Avengers. This was because he was very confident about the future. Junior Lin Fei, I'm now representing the Empire and the royal family to discuss a business deal with you. Fan Qingyuan became very sincere. According to his investigation, putting on airs in front of the other party would only backfire. The group of unlucky people in Tianji Hall was the best proof. Lin Fei smiled. I can't make the decision on this matter. I need to report it to the higher-ups. I believe that we will have a cooperation. Fan Qingyuan did not intend to get a specific answer from Lin Fei. This kind of answer was already very satisfactory. At least this trip was not in vain. Then I'll have to trouble Junior Lin Fei. Our empire needs your help. Fan Qingyuan was not afraid of being called arrogant. In front of the mysterious Avengers, putting on airs was not a good thing. They had used countless battle records to prove this. Anyone who went against the Avengers did not end up well. Actually, I've received some information. The higher-ups are planning to open a branch of the Avengers Chamber of Commerce in the Capital Institute. Lin Fei lowered his voice and dropped a bombshell. Open a branch of the Avengers Chamber of Commerce? Fan Qingyuan tried hard to suppress the ecstasy in his heart. This was definitely good news. After witnessing the terrifying power of those technological weapons, the new army in charge was prepared to equip themselves with technological weapons, preparing to create a brand new army. If he could maintain his cooperation with the Avengers, Fan Qingyuan believed that he would definitely be able to secure his position as the eldest prince. Even if the other princes joined forces, they would not be his match. Now, their success was due to technological weapons, and their failure was also due to technological weapons. As long as one was not an idiot, they would know that the future would be a very stormy revolution. This is only temporary. I hope that the eldest prince will not spread this news, lest it causes unnecessary misunderstandings. Lin Fei said in a very low-key manner. This made the eldest prince even more glad that he had come to the right place. Chapter 2585. Of course, Fan Qingyuan wouldn't tell anyone about it. It was a worthwhile trip to get such news. There was no better news than a Vengeance Chamber of Commerce that was set up right in front of his house. A loud rumbling sound rang out. Right at this moment, the entire Emperor Peak shook slightly. Massive formations were activated one after another, interlocking with each other. Lin Fei, I'm here. Come and welcome me. Do you want me to come here personally? The booming voice reverberated through the entire Emperor Peak and the entire Capital Institute's cultivation space. Almost the same voice reverberated through the air. Lin Fei rose into the air and arrived at the highest point of the Emperor Peak. He looked down and saw everything below clearly. Unknowingly, an ancient black chariot had appeared at the foot of the Emperor Peak. It was surrounded by a ferocious aura and the deafening aura of a powerful army. My fifth brother is here. Fan Qingyuan also saw the towering figure on the black war chariot standing tall and straight like a mountain. His face could not help but turn dark. Lin Fei, come and welcome him. The loud voice was heard again. Junior Lin Fei, I'll take care of this. It had not been easy for him to obtain good news from Lin Fei, and he had even learned of the latest news. Now that his fifth brother, Fan Qinglong, had appeared, he was immediately displeased. Fan Qingyuan decided to take care of this matter. Moreover, he didn't want his fifth brother to have anything to do with Lin Fei. Recently, there were more strangers in his fifth brother's residence. Based on his understanding of his fifth brother, he was very ambitious and had been eyeing that position covetously. He wouldn't give up just like that. Without giving Lin Fei a chance to say anything, Fan Qingyuan turned into a stream of light and didn't dare to tear open the void for fear of triggering the interlocking formations. Fifth brother, who allowed you to make a fuss here? What a disgrace! Fan Qingyuan landed in front of the black chariot and said sternly. In the past, Fan Qingyuan wouldn't have scolded him so harshly. At that time, even he lacked confidence. Back then, Fan Qinglong was in charge of an army and was the god of war on the battlefield, winning the support of countless people. Apart from that, he also had the support of many galaxies. This was also what Fan Qingyuan was concerned about. Now, things were different. He had a new army in his hands, and he had won the appreciation of his father. He had the strength to resist. Many big shots of the star field had also secretly come to contact him and gave him some hint. He was full of confidence. With such a huge commotion, the elites of the cultivation grounds all released their spiritual senses. They saw the fifth Prince Fan Qinglong on the black war chariot and the first Prince Fan Qingyuan in front of them. Why are the first prince and the fifth prince here? Is that the fifth prince of the war god? What a powerful killing intent! Rumor has it that he is the war god of the army, and he controls the destruction army. His combat strength is extremely powerful. The first prince isn't too shabby either. It's said that he's in control of a new army and has received the secret support of many powerful forces. He's completely secured his current position. The first imperial prince has such a temperament. This was the expression of the love-struck girl. Are they all here for Lin Fei? Is Lin Fei really a member of the Avengers? No one dared to move forward. The first prince was amiable and approachable, but the fifth prince was different. He was the war god of the army and was decisive in killing. Not many people dared to offend him. Lin Fei is really popular. He has two beauties by his side. Now that the first prince and the fifth prince are here, it seems like he has chosen to cooperate with the first prince. In a dark loft, Qiao Qingshan had also noticed the situation outside. He didn't plan to go out. He wanted to see how Lin Fei would deal with this matter. The Capital Institute had always stood on the sidelines of such conflicts and was never willing to get involved. The fifth Prince Fan Qinglong's ambitions had been growing rapidly recently. Using his connections, he had secretly obtained the support of 8 Domain Lord. He had never made a move himself. Everything was done by his subordinate. It was done very discreetly and basically no one noticed it. Big brother, what you said is interesting. I came to look for Lin Fei, and I asked him to come out and greet me personally. Is that not allowed? Fan Qinglong was very confident now. He wasn't afraid of his big brother at all. Fan Qingyuan smiled. This is the Capital Institute, not a place where you can do whatever you want. Leave now. If word gets out, How will others look at the royal family? He was scolding him directly. What if I don't leave? Fan Qinglong snorted. You are my big brother, but you have no right to talk to me. Fan Qingyuan's expression darkened. What if I force you to leave? For the first time, Fan Qinglong could ignore his big brother's attitude. That's impossible. If Lin Fei doesn't come out today, I will fight him myself. He's just a commoner. What right does he have to not come out? Fan Qinglong's lips curled up. Big brother, are you going to help Lin Fei? Fan Qinglong had come as soon as he found out that his big brother had come to Emperor Peak. Fan Qingyuan had never expected that his little brother would not listen to him. It seemed like his little brother was going to fight him to the end. However, he really couldn't make a move at this time. Because this was the Capital Institute. If he made a move, it would be unreasonable. Fan Qingyuan felt very aggrieved. He didn't know why his little brother would talk back to him. Was it because of the destruction army behind him? Lin Fei and I hit it off the moment we met. I don't like what you're doing. Fan Qingyuan didn't mind pulling Lin Fei aside. It's not that you can't see Lin Fei, but you have to go there yourself. Don't forget that this is where our father the emperor cultivated. If our father hears about this, it won't be good for you. Fan Qinglong didn't want his big brother to feel comfortable. However, after hearing what his big brother said, he realized that Emperor Peak was not an ordinary place. This Lin Fei was the junior brother of the emperor father in name. Moreover, this was their father's cultivation place. It was different. If he barged in, it would be disrespectful to their father. Fan Qinglong suddenly laughed. Big brother, you're right. As a son, how can I destroy the place where our father cultivated? Actually, I was just joking. Fan Qingyuan pursed his lips. He wouldn't believe what his little brother said. Lin Fei had been watching from Emperor Peak all this time. The fifth prince's aura is even stronger than before. It seems like he has gained some benefits. A mere fifth prince was not worthy of Lin Fei's attention. It was enough to rope in the eldest prince. The other party would naturally be happy to suppress the fifth prince. No matter how ambitious the fifth prince was, the result was still the same. No way. Lin Fei could see the ambition in the other party's eyes. Chapter 2586. The fifth prince Fan Qinglong's strength had increased, but it did not affect Lin Fei much. After all, no matter what the empire did, Lin Fei could not be harmed at all. He thought it was only the fifth prince who came to join in the fun, but before the eldest prince and the fifth prince came up, another person barged in. Big brother, fifth brother, wait! Fan Luoyu actually appeared at this moment. Both Fan Qingyuan and Fan Qinglong were slightly stunned. Both of them knew that Fan Luoyu was married. To prevent ninth sister from running around, Fan Qingyuan had specially arranged for people to guard her. His face darkened. Ninth sister, who allowed you to come out? There was a tinge of reprimand in his tone. Fan Luoyu was dressed in palace attire and had a noble aura. Big brother, I don't need you to guard me, so please call those people back. Fan Luoyu did not give face to her big brother. Hearing this, Fan Qingyuan was even more unhappy. To make the Fan family and the Xiao family closer, as her big brother, Fan Qingyuan did not want any changes, so naturally, he did not want ninth sister to run around. What are you talking about? Fan Qingyuan said sternly. Go back. Today, Fan Qingyuan did not bring any subordinates to Emperor Peak to show his sincerity. Big brother, there is no harm for ninth sister to come out and play. Once she is married, it will be difficult for her to come out in the future. Fan Qinglong said kindly. Anyway, this place is not outside, so it doesn't matter. No one wanted Fan Luoyu to do something more than him. Ever since he had arranged for someone to pass on the news, although it did not bring any substantial benefits, at least it had planted a seed in Xiao Ran's eyes. Fan Qinglong believed that Xiao Ran probably knew about Fan Luoyu's situation. If nothing went wrong, he might appear too. Ninth sister came at the right time, just in time to add fuel to the fire. From the small details that Lin Fei did not come out, Fan Qinglong knew that his big brother seemed to be trying to rope in Lin Fei. If he could make things difficult for Xiao Ran, that would be the best. Then, he would see how his big brother would handle it. Fan Qingyuan really wanted to kick Fan Qinglong away. Wasn't it obvious that he was opposing them? Big brother, look, fifth brother has already said it. You still want me to go back? Fan Luoyu said happily, without any emotion on her face. Go back. Fan Qingyuan glared at Jiumei. She's about to get married. If word gets out, our Fan family will be laughed at. Fan Qinglong argued once again. Ninth sister, don't listen to your big brother. Our Fan clan isn't one of those small clans. Although the Xiao clan is one of the 8 ancient clans, our Fan clan isn't weaker than them. There's no need to care so much. Ninth sister, do you want to go up? Fifth brother, you're the best. Fan Luoyu was also surprised. Her fifth brother's attitude towards her was average, so why would he help her today? However, her goal today was Emperor Peak. This time, it was useless no matter how Fan Qingyuan glared at him. Fan Qinglong took the initiative to invite Fan Lu. The two of them walked past each other and entered the Emperor Peak. What is Fan Qingyuan trying to do? Fan Luoyu's side went up. The news immediately reached Xiao Ran's ears. Lin Fei again. Xiao Ran's face was very calm, as though he was indifferent. Fan Luoyu, if you think that an unknown Lin Fei can escape from me, then you're going to be disappointed. Xiao Ran was born in the 8 ancient clans and had never been afraid of anything. Even the Avengers didn't dare to think that they could do whatever they wanted. He was very clear about the hidden strength of the 8 ancient clans. One Lin Fei was really not worth him being afraid of. Let's go to Emperor Peak. She's actually here. Fan Luoyu saw Qinlan standing behind Lin Fei the moment she came up. For some reason, she felt uncomfortable. I knew that which Qinlan would play tricks. Lin Fei, you've got gut. I've come personally, and you're the first to not come out to welcome me. Fan Qinglong stared at Lin Fei sinisterly. Fan Qinglong shouted fiercely, not giving his elder brother any face, especially after knowing that he was in contact with his elder brother. Why should I come out to welcome you? This is the Capital Institute's cultivation ground, not the royal family's territory. Lin Fei laughed. What can you do to me? Lin Fei's reaction was also beyond the trio's expectations. Strong. Domineering. The rumors are true. You're indeed from the Avengers. Only they would be so lawless and disregard the royal family. Fan Qinglong's eyes lit up. You guessed right. I'm indeed from the Avengers. Lin Fei admitted readily. If you have anything to say, just say it. I'm a person who likes to speak frankly. Fan Qingyuan was deep in thought. My fifth brother has no chance. In the entire royal family, Fan Qingyuan cared about Fan Qinglong the most. If he also had Lin Fei's support, then he would be in big trouble. Lin Fei's reply made Fan Qingyuan heave a sigh of relief. Since you've said so, I'm a straightforward person. Your Vengeance Chamber of Commerce's stuff is pretty good. I quite like it. How about we cooperate? Fan Qinglong said it in front of his elder brother. Listening and not listening were two different things. Hearing it in front of his face, Fan Qingyuan looked calm and had a faint smile on his face. He still felt uncomfortable, but he could not stop anything. Otherwise, in the eyes of outsiders, he would be seen as a narrow-minded person. Fan Qingyuan did not want to be involved in such rumors. I'm sorry, I'm on an expedition to the kingdom. For now, I can only cooperate with your elder brother. You're too late. Lin Fei glanced at Fan Qingyuan and said straightforwardly. This bastard. Although it was a good discussion, Lin Fei's words still made Fan Qingyuan feel uneasy. Fan Qinglong's expression changed immediately. It was not a good thing to be rejected in person. So far, this was the first time he had been rejected. Everyone was respectful and flattering. You want to reject me? Are you sure you know the consequences? Because no one has ever dared to say such words in front of me. Lin Fei mercilessly rejected Fan Qinglong, which made him very unhappy. I'm not interested in cooperating with you. As for the consequences, I want to see what you can do. It would also be good to see how powerful the legendary army god is. Fan Qinglong frowned and then relaxed. You really disappoint me. I don't know who gave you the courage. However, I'm very angry now. You should be prepared to bear my anger. Cloud-splitting palm. Fan Qinglong stretched out his palm without any warning. In an instant, the wind and clouds changed as he grabbed at Lin Fei's chest. 5 streaks of black energy tore open 5 cracks in the void space on the spot, giving off a dangerous aura. It took a long time for them to recover. Chapter 2587. Fan Qinglong was very direct. If Lin Fei did not agree to cooperate, then he would kill him on the spot. Even after this, the Avengers might not dare to do anything. Although the Avengers had always been mysterious, Fan Qinglong felt that they were not that strong. This organization might not be as scary as he thought. After Lin Fei did not agree, Fan Qinglong did it himself. The cloud-sundering palm was a secret technique of the royal family. It was very powerful, but the most important use of this secret technique was to destroy the physical body. Qinglong, what are you doing? Fan Qingyuan said sternly. If something were to happen to Lin Fei here, Fan Qingyuan could imagine that it would have a great impact on his career. He might even get into a lot of trouble. I knew you would get angry and attack. Lin Fei did not have a good impression of Fan Qinglong. But you forgot what this place is. Suppress. Fan Qinglong immediately felt a terrifying force pressing down on him. His straight body was pressed down and his legs began to tremble. Break for me. Fan Qinglong roared and a domineering aura rushed into the sky, fiercely attacking the ferocious aura. However, Fan Qinglong's formation was too powerful, and it only shook slightly before it was suppressed again. Fan Qinglong, who had just gathered all his strength, was instantly pressed down. Half of his body bent down, and his whole body trembled. It was obvious that he could not hold on any longer. This scene happened too quickly. Fan Qinglong, who had just used the cloud-sundering palm, was pressed down and could not fight back. Lin Fei, how dare you suppress me? Fan Qinglong roared and roared continuously. If you dare to cause trouble, I dare not suppress you. Now lie down. Lin Fei waved his hand. This time, Fan Qinglong could not take it. With a crack, his legs broke, and he knelt in front of him. At this moment, no matter how Fan Qinglong struggled, he was pressed down by a pair of invisible hands. He could not move at all. Fan Qingyuan had a strange look in his eyes. He opened his mouth to prophesy, but stopped. Fan Luoyu's beautiful eyes glowed with excitement. He really dared to suppress a royal prince, and it was Fifth Brother who controlled the Destruction Army. Sometimes, a single action can change people's minds. Lin Fei seems to be getting more and more domineering. Compared to the Fifth Prince and those geniuses, there's clearly a gap. Ever since they moved into the Emperor Peak, Qin Lan gradually noticed how overbearing Lin Fei was. The only thing that Qin Lan had not expected was that Lin Fei would actually dare to suppress the Fifth Prince in front of everyone. Furthermore, the Fifth Prince did not even have the ability to retaliate. Lin Fei, I'm going to kill you. Ah! Fan Qinglong's face was ferocious, and his killing intent flickered. He was suppressed by the power from beginning to end, and his eyes could not conceal the dense killing intent. The baleful aura around him boiled, and one could vaguely see a magnificent army galloping. You want to kill me? It seems that you don't have the ability for now. Lin Fei didn't care about the murderous Fan Qinglong at all. You can only roar here now. Lin Fei, what kind of ability is that? Fan Qinglong struggled. If you have the ability, don't borrow the power of the array formation. Let's fight one-on-one. I'm not afraid of you. Crack. The power came crashing down again, and the force was stronger than before. Fan Qinglong, who had been kneeling, cried out miserably. His entire body was pressed to the ground, coming into a solid contact. "Aw, you're going to die. You're definitely going to die." Fan Qinglong's gaze turned resentful. "Big brother, how can you continue watching? He's trampling on the dignity of the royal family." Fan Qingyuan really could not stand Lin Fei's behavior. The royal family was the royal family after all. Even though he was not on good terms with his fifth brother, Fan Qinglong, the current situation was indeed uncomfortable. "Junior Lin Fei, can you let Azure Dragon go for my sake? I guarantee that he won't mess around here." Fan Qingyuan could not help but speak up for Azure Dragon. Lin Fei took a look at Fan Qingyuan and said straightforwardly, "No problem. However, I'm not someone to be trifled with. For everyone's peace of mind, banish him." "Banish?" Fan Qingyuan immediately thought of those unlucky fellows from Tianji Hall who had yet to return. "How dare you banish me? In my eyes, your identity as a member of the royal family is not a reason for you to swagger around." Lin Fei did not say anything else. He made a series of seals and a huge black hole immediately appeared below Fan Qinglong, sucking him in instantly. "I will be back." The voice suddenly stopped. "Lin Fei, how dare you banish my fifth brother?" Fan Luoyu had a silly look on her face. A sentence echoed in her mind, "How dare he banish my fifth brother?" Qin Lan was mesmerized by Lin Fei's back view. "He's getting more and more domineering. He banished the fifth prince directly. He's too domineering." Lin Fei tilted his head and said to Fan Qingyuan, "Your Highness, I'm a straightforward person. If I don't like it, then I don't like it. I hope that we can continue working together." Fan Qingyuan suddenly shivered and thought to himself, "What a good Lin Fei. He's trying to pit me and Azure Dragon against each other. What a good move. Happy working together." Now that things had come to this, Fan Qingyuan was also a decisive person. Two hands shook together and everyone laughed. On the other side, Fan Qinglong had been banished to an uninhabited land. "Ah, Lin Fei, I'll definitely kill you. You bastard!" With a loud rumble, the mountains collapsed and the mountains collapsed. Fan Qinglong, who was in a rage, released endless murderous aura, causing an earth-shattering reaction. "Ninth sister, let's go back." Fan Qingyuan finally witnessed the domineering nature of the Avengers. They could easily destroy Tianji City. Now, one of their members dared to control the array to banish Fan Qinglong. They had no regard for the imperial power at all. Subconsciously, Fan Qingyuan did not want Ninth Sister to have too much contact with Lin Fei. Who knew what would happen? He was a dangerous person. Fan Luoyu automatically took a few steps back and turned to walk towards Lin Fei. "Big brother, I'm not going back. I don't like young Master Xiao at all. The person I like is him, Lin Fei." Lin Fei was about to send the two of them off. But when he said that, he almost vomited blood. "You like yourself? What kind of joke is this?" Qin Lan was unhappy and put away her charming smile. "This little bitch, I knew she was up to no good. She's trying to drag Lin Fei down with her. No one knew Fan Luoyu's goal better than her. This is bad. This is really bad." Fan Qingyuan's expression was very ugly. His eyes kept moving back and forth between Lin Fei and Ninth Sister. He could not figure out when the two of them had hooked up. How was he going to explain this to young Master Xiao?